Welcome to the Palace of Megapixels. This is Super Mega Brothers Turbo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo. I'm your host, Stephen White, and with me is, as always, Todd Stark.
Hello.
And John Taylor's back.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
What? Don't
Nope.
come in here and act
Don't
like nothing's
even
wrong.
start. I ain't seen you in a month. and
Exactly.
you don't even.
I've been coming to work. You haven't.
We don't work together.
We're working together right now.
Oh, here.
Yeah, this. He's got life. We have life.
Yeah.
See, and full disclosure for all of those who might not know, we were off last week because there was illness. I couldn't help that.
Everybody's sick.
Yeah, everybody's sick. So, and he's been sick. He had the flu.
Yeah, I had the flu.
You're the only one who hasn't been sick yet.
Yeah. Don't talk about it. I've been
So
carrying
when
Lysol
he's
around
sick,
with me.
then we'll do the show and he'll be off. So
That's okay. I've been sneezing this afternoon. I feel like probably
give him
this
a
is it.
microphone and a computer and say, "Just give me something, man," and just leave.
I can't stand when people get sick and come to work.
no, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Because what do you think is going to happen? You're going to spread it around to everybody.
It's
thing
different
is-
if it's like during the summer and not everybody's sick.
Yeah.
So, okay, that one guy's sick. You don't go near him.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's sick coming to work and everybody else gets sick too.
See, that's what.
then I
Oh
broke
my
my
God,
phone.
he just broke his phone. Everybody, if you saw that, there's going to be cracks in it. Wait a minute. Is it good? Is it still fine?
That's good.
Oh,
Okay.
we avoided disaster.
Well, I guess he ought to be happy that the construction of the Apple, whatever the crap,
iPhone.
is still good. Of course, they know it's an iPhone. We just don't know which one it is.
It's an Apple.
Is it the top of the line Apple?
6S Plus. It's an old ass phone.
Okay.
I'm fixing to get a new one.
But it still
shit.
held up from a 4-foot drop.
I would say every bit of 4 foot. Every bit.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go, people. Drop your iPhone 6S at a 4-foot drop, and you'll be fine. Try
P.S.
it at
we're not
5.
responsible for
Tell
any
us-
broken
tell
phones.
us what happens.
Honestly, I don't know if I should call them midgets or little people. You think about it, they don't even have to buy phone insurance because they're not going to drop it from it.
I don't endorse this, just in case.
I'm just saying that was a thought.
It is a thought. I mean, you're probably right.
Yeah,
In some way.
I think it's a benefit. They look at it as a disability. It has benefits.
Yeah.
So they don't need like insurance to break their phones or anything like that.
No, they ain't going to drop it. They're not going to drop it far enough.
I mean, you gotta look.
Okay, they're-
You have a valid point.
Yeah, like you can't ride every ride at the carnival, but you don't need insurance on your cell phone.
All right, I'm gonna let that go.
I'm just saying.
Todd, what have you been playing?
I have been playing the same thing you've been playing.
Just Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter.
You
And
played more than that. I saw you playing something.
I played zombies once.
Okay.
Yeah, I played Monster Hunter. I tried to play something else, but like Monster Hunter really kind of got me.
Okay.
It's pretty
What
good.
about-
I have
what
to
about
say,
you,
I
John?
used to make fun of you for playing it.
Well, now you know why.
Sissy ass Monster Hunter. Mm-hmm. And then I played it. And yeah,
Now
it was
you're
good.
hooked.
I'm playing Monster Hunter too.
Just Monster Hunter? Is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
We've been busy. At
Has
work, but
anybody
yeah.
played the new zombies?
What new zombies?
No.
Yeah, the Darkest Shore.
The new DLC. I don't know. I'd trade that in.
You're stupid.
I got rid
Good
of
job,
Zombies are
John.
Awesome.
Huh?
Good job.
Yeah.
Zombies
It was-
are awesome. I don't. Awesome. Don't talk about them.
Like I said, the first map was fun and I liked it. It was really fun and I didn't hate it at all. I loved it.
Yeah.
But it just didn't have that whole like come back and blame me thing.
Oh man, dude, I got addicted to it trying to solve that thing. The whatever the missions were.
the Easter egg thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I like the way they did it though
Yeah.
because it tells you like what's the next step is. I do
Right.
like that part that they added. It's not like the Black Ops ones where it's just like, all right, figure it out.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Grab this golden rod that you can't even see. It's just in the dirt. You got to go around hitting square
half
until you
of
find it.
And someone's like, here, you got to shoot here at a certain time. Only when in this round. Only when there's 6 zombies in the room.
Yeah.
Only while all your friends are over there, and you might can hit it and get it.
With 4 people, you got to have
With
4 people.
people. Yeah, it was. Yeah, those are ridiculous.
Yeah. Who was the first person to do that?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't even know
Like,
what the first one
how did they
was.
figure it out?
It had to be a game developer at some point.
Well, that or Jesus.
Designer.
Jesus probably played it.
Did you
Possibly.
see that sign? I'm sorry, we're gonna have to get off on a tangent. There's a sign nearby, okay? And I'm not joking, you guys. Right near the interstate, you can see it from the interstate. And there's been a lot of propaganda on that sign the last couple of months. But I swear, I drove by it. It's near where they're building those new storage units. You know what I'm talking about? Next to the hotels and stuff. Is that little side road tater peeler?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. There was the sign. All it read was "Jesus comes quickly,"
Oh damn.
Oh no.
or
He
something
does.
to that effect. It was just it amused the hell out of me.
I'm sure it amused
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, well, your message is getting lost real quick
guys-
with today's standards.
Hey, you guys, I know what they're trying, like, where's your God and Jesus and we love him and all this, but you guys need to hire a pervert. Just filter y'all stuff for a little bit.
But yeah, like have Quagmire. Like, now you don't need to put that out.
No.
No, don't make
Because as soon as I saw it, I busted out laughing, saying, that is hilarious. I know that's not
know.
what they mean, but
Yeah, and then you think, God, I'm laughing about something about Jesus. He is gonna come quickly and get me.
you're going to burn in hell. Anyway, yeah, I've been playing Monster Hunter 2. I'm sorry to get off on that tangent.
It's okay. It's
But
okay.
we'll get to Monster Hunter later in our review section because we're going to review Monster Hunter. But
can I just say one thing?
We ought to be a pretty good review. All of us play it.
I want to mention something. This is off the subject.
He's gonna,
The movie-
This is not video
Just so
game
you
related.
I
guys
know,
No,
but dude,
this
this
is
I
amazing.
have to tell this story.
Okay, go ahead.
This movie, Brawl in Cell Block 99. Vince Vaughn. You see him with the bald head. He's got a cut on his face. You think, oh, Vince Vaughn being a badass. And I'll watch this, Got Don Johnson in it. Crockett, So, worst movie I've ever watched. Worst movie. Like, plot holes and stuff just messed up. And then when you think it ain't going to get any worse, the last scene happens and it's like one of the other ones shoots Vince Vaughn in the... Spoiler. Shoots Vince Vaughn in the face. And it's a mannequin. And it just blows up. And no blood comes out. No brains. Just plastic broke. And that was it. They didn't even try. They did not
Are
try.
you sure you followed the movie completely? Because as I can see here on the case, it's certified fresh.
I know.
by Rotten
92%
Tomatoes.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
And this is also the same site that's trying to destroy the critical response of Black Panther. Did you know that?
Why?
I don't know, but there apparently are a lot of people trying to tear it down. I'm sure we can piece two and two together as to why. But,
I wonder who they voted
I mean,
for.
Rotten Tomatoes knows what it's talking about. If it tells me it's fresh, this should be a good movie.
It's fresh, yeah.
You
It
know,
was
when
fresh.
Black Panther is not certified fresh, then I guess I should just take their word for it.
You know what should have been a red flag, Todd? Let me show you. No,
What?
just give it to me.
Vince Vaughn?
No, the certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes sticker should have been a dead giveaway that this is a terrible movie.
That Get Out was certified fresh, and that was a bad movie.
I don't like Rotten Tomatoes. I don't mean this not in my Google history at all.
They tell me a lot of movies are bad, but
They're
there are
really
times I can watch one and be like,
Yeah.
it's actually wasn't.
But
it was
isn't
pretty
Rotten
good.
Tomatoes like a kind of like a Metacritic thing?
Yeah, it's a combination of critical responses and audience responses.
Okay.
So you can get, and again, that's what's happening.
I think they went in there and seen everybody laughing, and they thought that's supposed to be
It's a-
comedy.
it's a good comedy.
This is not a comedy. It is
Comedy.
garbage.
Vince Vaughn's at it again.
Vince Vaughn's at his greatest. It said shit like, what does it say? It
I
says
was reading the back.
a
It's at the top.
thoroughly American original, mesmerizing pulp powerhouse.
What's the top one say?
The best action movie of the year. There was one action scene in this movie. One.
So do you want to do another podcast where we just talk about this movie?
No, yeah, okay. I just wanted to say that they blew a mannequin's face off and didn't even try. So
Didn't even explain it. Just
It,
had it.
But I mean, maybe we could do a movie podcast where you can complain.
I
about
don't know. I got it
Brawl
out.
and
I'm
Cell
good.
Block 99.
I'm good. Brawl and Cell Block 99. If you want to laugh, get it and laugh at it. It's like better than Harlem Nights.
When it's over, you want to regret buying it.
Funny wise, no, it's terrible. Like they said, asked Vince Vaughn when he got checked into the damn jail, what are you gonna do with all them muscles? He didn't have muscles in his man. He didn't even look muscular. He looked like he
Look like Vince Vaughn.
It's the bald head.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make him look.
What'd you do with all them
muscular.
muscles? And he replied, it helps me lift stuff. That's what the fuck he said.
Wow,
Okay, I'm gonna go with they
that
didn't
was
try.
some
Yeah.
terrible writing,
Dude, it was. That's
Jesus.
what I said. And at one point they said, because of your heroics, no policeman was killed. A policeman got shot right in the face. Like that dude jumped up and said good night and shot him. And then the detective's like, no policemen were harmed. They broke a
Happened
dude's
5
arm.
minutes ago.
Broke a dude's arm in half. He didn't yell once, and they was asking the questions. You okay, Jimmy? Yeah, I'm okay. And then he was passed out. He didn't even yell.
I mean, I'm going to look some of the critical responses of this movie up because I want to see if they picked up on any of this because it's fascinating to see that sticker and but you know what? It could be right there on the cusp.
He rubbed the dude's face off on the concrete with 1 foot.
All right. I'm done with that movie. We're going to get into some news. We got a lot of news to cover. So, you know what?
It's been 2
some
weeks.
light. Do you have any
I got you.
light?
Hey, I got you.
Hey,
Look here.
all right.
Boom.
Boom. Look at
You
that.
like that?
I can read.
The light is right here beside us now.
Thank you. All right.
The palace of mega.
You don't even know where we are. The Palace of Megapixels.
It's
Come
changed.
on.
It's changed.
He's moved it around.
Renovated
I
a
did.
little.
I rotated.
We're on the
I flipped the
opposite
cushions.
side of the room now. It's fine. Anyway, first bit of news I got is apparently some small game retailers were not happy with Microsoft's change to the Xbox Game Pass, where they were actually giving these subscribers the first-party Xbox games of the past, present, and the near future. Mm-hmm. So these retailers have decided to pull the Xbox products from their shelves, declaring that it would no longer be profitable to them. And Microsoft, doesn't really seem to be fazed by this move because they commented that, every response has been positive.
That's what they want. Hey, who doesn't want that? It is a great deal for if you get it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if it works, I have never done it. If it is what I imagine, it's like a download. It's not streaming, right?
I don't think so. But it does kind of come off like that, though.
Yeah. If it's a download and you can download as many games as you want, whenever you want, if you got good internet and it doesn't take long to download these games, greatest deal ever. It is not good for the rest of everybody else. And them pulling their stuff out of a store, that's a good thing for them.
Yeah,
Now
I
you
don't
gotta
really see
now
them.
it shifts them more digital. That's what they want.
I mean, on some level, I don't really see. I can understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But I feel like pulling them all is a little hasty because you could still make a profit off of games that they're not going to be on there. Mm-hmm. But again, I understand the response. It's almost like a knee-jerk response where they're like, screw it. We're taking them all.
Well,
And if that works, I mean, fine.
it's kind of like us when if they're pulling bullshit on us, we need to speak with our wallets. They are doing the same thing. We're not going to buy your games to sell in our store. If you're just going to give them away, why would we spend money when that's going to cut into half of the people that we buy these games to sell in the store? So we're not going to make any money back. So why do we want to keep doing that? They'll probably take trade-ins and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could see that happen.
They make money off trade-ins.
Because, I mean, even still, they would still have the games on the shelf just for the trade-in.
And they got enough. GameStop and places like that. I think I read GameStop was pretty pissed off. Are they one of them that's doing that?
They didn't really seem to be like the bigger ones. It seemed to be some of the
you
smaller.
said independent.
Yeah,
didn't
some
you?
of the smaller ones. So, but
Well,
while we're,
if it works for them and one of the big ones jumps, who's it going to be? Then I think you might see somebody change their tune.
So what is it?
Right.
What is this?
the Xbox Game Pass is apparently kind of like we're going to assume it's kind of like a PlayStation Now idea. We talked about this a few weeks ago where they give you access to games to play, but the update that Microsoft did is now every first-party game that they have will be available to you. And that even includes games that are coming out. So like Sea of Thieves, when it comes out, you're going to be able to play it, and all you're paying is $10 a month. You can have that game immediately as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and buy it. Yeah, exactly.
That's a great thing.
That is a great
But
idea.
if you think about it,
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
they're not putting a lot of games out. First party studios are. So 6 a year, 6 games you're talking about. Make 12 at the most.
Still, that's
Yeah,
a deal.
It's a good deal for them. But why would you want to buy that as a game retailer, especially independent? They're paying way more than the big guys because they only buy what they can sell. They don't just get a big surplus. So why would you support that?
Right.
If they do it, all of a sudden Sony could do it, Nintendo could do it. If Nintendo did it, well, people would be pissed.
If Nintendo did it, they would have more to push
They
than
would.
anybody.
There would be nothing on the shelves for them.
Yeah.
Just I'm like you. Like Far Cry 5 on Xbox One, it'll be in the store probably, or you could probably get it somewhere because they can make money off of that unless they've partnered with Ubisoft and they say, hey, you can offer it on your Game Pass.
And that would be up to the publishers and developers to make that call. But I don't really see that being profitable for them. That's why first party games make sense because it's already out of their pocket. So why not?
But let's go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say. So is it gonna be like they're gonna have like a list of these games, and you pay the $10 a month, and you just pick it?
You can play all of them.
Yeah, I mean, as far like I said, there's still other third party games out there,
right,
but they rotate out on a regular basis. From what we know, from what we've heard, every first party game we're talking every Halo, Forza,
The big ones.
what other ones they have? Yeah, they're all
Gears of
there.
War.
You can play them from whenever, and they'll never
Until
go
they
away.
take them off. Now I'm guessing that's not going to be on there forever. They will.
No,
they'll have a time
they'll-
exclusive.
From what they said, they are there forever. Just the first party games.
Oh yeah.
They will be there at your beck and call at every
I don't-
minute of every day.
I think what's happening is they've got enough money that they can fail at something and still be a success.
That
by,
does make sense.
You know
though.
what I mean?
They're trying something.
Yeah.
Trying something new. Is how well it works out. I think it's stupid not to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean Sony's kind of doing it with PlayStation now. They both have been, but the first party thing is something big.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Because as I argued last week or the week before, it feels like that you're going to be taking profits away from these games when they come out because no one's going to buy them. You just give me $10 a month and I can have the game now. Pfft, yeah. You know. So there's $60 or at least $50 of that is gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But while we're on the subject of Microsoft, there was a story reported last week that they are on the hunt for some new acquisitions to boost their brand for 2018. And out of the companies listed that they were looking at, one in particular stood out, and that was EA. Now, this is all speculation, but it does raise a good question that if a deal like that goes through, what does that mean for Microsoft, EA, and possibly the industry? I feel like it will just become Microsoft's burden.
Yeah, but I've already heard that got rejected.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have not seen an update.
yeah, I've seen that. They said it got turned down,
Okay, fair enough.
or I guess it was a big rumor.
But we're talking about two shit companies. I'm sorry, Microsoft fans, but you know.
Yeah, they're not as shit as EA though.
But like I said, it would be Microsoft's burden. Why would you want to purchase something so toxic? I mean, that's what they are right now. So I don't know. I don't really see it being any kind of big deal, or at least I'm glad it fell through. At least for somebody's reasoning. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we needing something? Are we needing something?
I don't know what
I wanted to make sure because I'm sitting here rambling about, and when I see fingers pointing, yes, people, we're going to leave this in the show. You're going to hear this right now. I saw fingers being pointed, and I didn't know what was going on, and it causes me to
What do you need a
ramble.
plastic bag for?
I just
Check it. Go ahead and check it.
no, it's fine. It's fine. You go ahead.
you're
No,
good.
this
You
is
do
staying
that.
in the show.
good.
Everybody's going to know this.
Everybody's gonna know.
I'm
that-
tired of rambling. And that's what I kept doing. All right, screw it. All right, on the other side of the pond, we heard that
that big
Sony,
old pond.
Sony CEO Kaz Hirai had stepped down from his position last week, moving into a chairman role for the company. Now, stepping into his place is Kenshiro Yoshido. I'm saying it right. I'm going to try it again.
Is it Yoshido or
Kenshiro
Yoshida?
Yoshido. Thank you.
Is it an O or an I? I thought it was like Yoshida.
Yoshido.
Okay, maybe I thought it was an A. It was an O.
No, see, you don't know. There's
I don't
no A
know.
in Yoshido.
No, at the end, Rashida.
No, Yoshido. Oh. Anyway, Kenshiro Yoshido, who was the current financial officer, he's been with the company for 30 years. Many reports say that he will be a great successor to Kaz Hirai because he will not only continue his work in boosting profits, but can actually help turn Sony back into a technological powerhouse that it once used to be. I remember back in the 80s and 90s, that Sony used to be a top brand when it came to electronics.
Well,
not
they
just
still
video
are.
games.
They still are a top brand, I think.
But they don't have that power,
not like-
at least in the hardware center. Minus, we're not talking really PlayStation.
TV, I would say.
TVs,
TV, they
DVD
used to
players,
be a
they don't have
powerhouse.
that staying power they used to.
Just anything multimedia that on movie wise, sound systems, all that. They used to really have that.
They used to be the brand.
The brand, yeah.
But you know, that's actually what the second or third shakeup they've had here recently.
Well, I think just people are. Let's see, Andrew House left. I mean, he's been there for a long time. You know.
Yeah.
So when he left, I guess what's his name? Jack Trenton left earlier, way earlier.
Yeah.
But the beginning of the PS4, I guess. Who else left? Him, Kazurai. But he didn't leave, really. He's not leaving.
No, he's more about the company than
Yeah.
the Sony PlayStation brand.
Well, I think he has more say in what goes on now.
Yeah.
Really. Not just what he has a say over everything, really, kind of now.
So, I mean, it's more of a step up than a step down.
Yeah.
But yeah, they say step down. It's weird.
I'd say step back.
Step up.
That's what I say. I say he stepped back from what he was doing. Mm-hmm. He's not really kind of on the same level, really. But now it just takes, he's got to convince everybody else.
Yeah. It's like, get on board with me, damn it.
Yeah.
Next story I have is Machinima founder Hugh Hancock passed away this week due to a sudden heart attack. He was actually only 40 years old, or in his early 40s, excuse me. So it's kind of a shock. His most enduring legacy comes from his work with Strange Company, which he founded in 1997. Here he created a slew of Machinima productions. By the way, if you don't know what Machinima is outside of the actual website, in a nutshell, it's a cinematic production using real-time video game computer graphics. I'm sure we've all seen one at some point or another. Late in his career, he began shifting focus to VR and exploring possibilities there. It's never really a happy topic to talk about, a loss in the video game world. He was kind of huge. I mean, if you take a look at the influences he had, it's not a very good thing. Me personally, and I'm saying this not against him, I hate that, but I hate Machinima.
Right.
I don't like, and I was so glad to hear that he had not been part of them since 2006. So I was like, good, it's not his fault, because they are the biggest clickbaity website I've ever seen in my life. Videos, every time they would post something on YouTube, it'd be like, breaking story, and I'd click on it, and just be like, hey, I'm telling you exactly what's written in the headline. Yeah. And that's all I have, but we'll keep you posted. I was like, well, damn it, you just wasted 3 minutes of my time telling me something I just read off of your stupid headline. You idiot.
Stupid.
So, no offense to Hugh Hancock. I hate, him and his family. I'm not very good with death, but I'm just saying, sorry to hear it. It's a very bad thing, but no. Machinima can go fuck itself, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. I've heard a lot of bad things.
Yeah, they're terrible. So I'm glad he's not a part of it anymore.
Right.
He started it. It's not what he wanted, so I don't blame him.
They probably tried to push towards a cooler base.
They're just a garbage
And then he's like,
website.
okay,
That's
I'm
all
not
I
doing
can
that.
say.
It's bullshit. So I'm
I've
out.
heard it was just like they lie a lot. They just flat out lie to people. They sign on.
It's a terrible website. The whole thing.
It used to be cool.
Oh, yeah, it used to be.
Now, next story is, even though we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter later in the show, in our review section, it's worth pointing out 6 million copies. Mm-hmm. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And that's been, what, a week and a half? 2 weeks? 2 weeks now? That's 2 weeks now.
The Friday before, 2 weeks.
2 weeks now. But not only that, but we're going to talk to you about things you can look forward to in the coming weeks.
Woo! Yay!
Now, Capcom immediately released an event as soon as the game dropped, which you can earn some Watcher-based Palico gear from Horizon Zero Dawn. And we also know of another event dropping on February 28th, which will run until March 16th, where you can earn a full armor set of Aloy.
Gonna get it.
Character can look like Aloy. How about that?
The bow also, right?
And the bow.
I'm going to play with the bow when I get it.
And before that comes out, another upcoming challenge quest called Down the Dark Muddy Path is dropping, where you can earn a full armor set of Street Fighter's Ryu.
What kind of armor does he wear?
Huh?
What kind of damn armor does Ryu wear?
You're just going to look like Ryu, just much in the same way that you're going to look like Aloy.
Yeah, but at least like Aloy had that special armor.
But you can look like a Ryu.
I don't give a damn.
It doesn't matter. You're going to look like Ryu. Fighting monsters.
That don't make any sense.
It doesn't have to make sense. You're going to look like Ryu.
Put E Honda. You want to get me? Put E Honda in the son of a bitch. I want to see E Honda run around. Then you can do that 100-hand slap that he does.
Now
I want to see.
Unlike the Horizon Quest, this is going to be open to all platforms, which will only require you to be at Hunter Rank 3, and all you have to do is slay a Baroth in a special arena. Piece of cake.
A Baroth? No.
Yes, a Baroth is a piece of cake.
I hate them. They run around.
Yeah, the one thing you were telling me about earlier.
Yeah, they're big rhino.
Trust me, the farther in you get, he'll be a piece of cake.
Yeah, I had to find it by myself. I fought everybody by myself except just a couple.
I didn't have help. I had my little cat.
Your cat helped.
Yeah.
My cat was just chilling, like he is eating fried chicken.
You need to work with your cat. You need to give it some
I got.
armor
Did you
and
get
stuff.
Did you get the Watcher armor?
No,
Oh, dude, you suck.
I didn't know anything about it. I forgot.
It's okay.
Actually, I did.
Do you
know,
not
but
listen to the
I thought
show?
it was
Oh, if
like
you show up,
later.
you know.
What?
It's okay. Let me
It's
continue.
okay.
Stop arguing.
I'm mad.
Mad. Now, also available will be new guild card backgrounds, which are going to be free, and there's going to be some paid DLC, including a Haidoken and a Shoryuken gestures, which you can get, as well
that'd be kind of cool.
as a Street Fighter V sticker set. A second round of Street Fighter gear will drop later, which will give you the opportunity to earn a full armor set of Sakura.
Is this all Street Fighter stuff?
Yes.
Made of the same people.
Okay. Early access will be
Really?
granted to
John-
those.
Oh my God, I didn't know that Capcom made Street Fighter.
Just saying,
Yes.
man. You're gonna ask
Duh,
dumb
I
questions,
knew
get
that.
Dumb answers.
Idiot.
Plus, don't forget, they're going to be doing a Mega Man Palico event where you can dress
See,
up
that'd be
your Mega
awesome.
Man as...
So you can turn your Palico into Mega Man.
Yeah.
That would be
Hey,
great.
No, Capcom made them too.
Oh my God.
Just so you know.
Jesus
Now, early access to the second round will be granted on February 16th to anyone who owns Street Fighter V. A current list of upcoming events.
Well, I almost bought that for $8 too. Shit. Did I get it free?
You'll get early access to that quest if you have Street Fighter V.
Oh, early access. Okay.
I'm gonna buy Street Fighter 5 for $4.99.
Yeah, not for that. It's not worth it. Now, a current list of the upcoming events is available online, but we'll do a quick rundown of the list and maybe speculate to what we don't know, because a lot of these here, I think a lot of them come out today, which we're recording on the 9th, so a lot of these should already be available. If there are, I believe, 2 on this list that are not available yet because they'll come out next week or so. We have Lessons of the Wild. That was the PS4 only, where you got the Horizon gear.
You know, I was disappointed in that mission.
What?
Why is that?
I would think Lessons of the Wild, right? What
Yeah.
it said? Why not go out in the damn wild? You fought in an arena.
Yeah, but that's a lot of their special event stuff. That's where it happens.
No, but damn
I know.
that.
It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, if I'm going to do something with Aloy, I want to be out in the woods.
Did you have a bow requirement? Did you use a bow?
No, you can just use basic.
No, use
stuff.
Garbage.
Dude, you go use that bow. And
Oh, dude, I almost. Oh, never mind. You know what? Let's wait later.
okay.
We'll get into
I'll
that.
tell my story.
You're just so waiting to tell this. You're
Because
so
there's,
excited.
we'll
So
get into that. We'll
excited.
have all of our Monster
our
Hunter
moment.
stories
So
when we
We'll
get.
get
happy
our
you can call me
moment, yeah.
Whiskers.
Another quest is Chew the Fat. That was available, I think, immediately. Where
Yeah,
you only
it's
had
still
to
on there,
fight
right?
2 great joggers. It might be.
Oh, I did do that one. That was
No,
the very
I think
first one I could
they've actually cleared them off because there were
Really?
3 new ones on there yesterday.
do. Okay.
So I
haven't
think they've
played in a
already
couple days.
rotated them out. There was another one called Yaku with that, where you had to fight the Kulu Yaku and the Zizi Yaku.
Oh my God, that stupid monster.
Which one? The Zizi?
Yeah.
Where he'd flash you?
Yeah, it
and
looked
blind
like
you?
the thing from Jurassic World.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Jurassic Park, I mean.
Jurassic. Well,
Are they in
Jurassic
both?
Park.
Did you see that new trailer?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The next one, there's Fleshed Cleave to the Bone, which you have to fight a Radabon and an Ogdoron, which I think that was on there. I'm almost positive it was on there because I remember doing that, I believe. If you haven't come across a Radabon or an Ogdoron, yeah, get ready for that.
What is it?
A Radabon, he actually reminded us, and I'm almost positive it's almost like a skin change for this particular character. There was one in an older game called a Uragon, and he was a huge monster, and he would just roll around like a little armadillo.
Fuck.
But he had this big protruding chin, and we used to call him Stan. Like Stan Smith. So this one looked just like him.
That.
Stan Smith. Who's Stan Smith?
From American Dad. Stan Smith.
Oh,
Because he had the big chin. So he's
he said
Stan.
Stan Smith.
So what we did is we called Radabon Spiky Stan.
Oh, God.
Because he looks just like him, except he's covered in tar and covered in bone.
Okay.
So he seems like the exact same thing, just with a few minor tweaks.
And that's what these look like, the new
Yes.
ones.
Now, the Ogdoron, on the other hand, he's like Satan's pet because he looks like a skinned dog with a long tail, and he is vicious. And he will make you bleed.
I don't like that.
So you have to be prepared for that because that whole situation they put you in,
Get that beef jerky.
you got to have bleed resistance armor if you can. You got to have your jerky if you can, and you have to have something that will prevent you from dying in the pit that you're sitting in because there's a poison in the air. Yeah. So you have all these things working against you. He will kill you quick if you're not prepared. So the next one, which I think this one actually came out yesterday, is called Kieran the Myth. And this is another one you don't want to take lightly. Kieran is an elder dragon, which looks like a unicorn. If you come across it, it does not look like something that would be that much of a threat because it's not very big. So you're like, I got this. Well, what it likes to do is summon lightning storms upon your head all over the map.
Nice.
So do not underestimate what you see before you because it will rain lightning on top of you. And I'm talking straight ahead.
You've seen
all
it?
over the map. Yes, I fought it.
And
several times.
The one now?
Yes. Because we did that last night. And we both, the very first time we did it, I thought we were pretty much prepared. I don't think that my partner was prepared as much as I was. She went down first. Then I got stuck in a situation where I was paralyzed, hurting, and then lightning. And I was like, Shh. So I went down. And then we come back again. She goes down a third time. So we failed the quest. And I was like, all right, let's take a breath. Let's try to figure this out again. We approach it differently. I had everything that I had because I don't know what more I could do. I was like lightning laden,
right?
No thunder or like ultimate thunder resistance I could do because I could do no more. I said, get your defense, get your lightning defense or your thunder defense up as much as you can because I don't know what else to tell you. And luckily we pulled it off. It's not an easy fight.
How do you do that? How do you get your thunder defense
You
up?
have to build up your armor, but you have to find the armor that will build that defense. Yeah. You have to have multiple sets of armor.
Yeah.
I'm working on
that's the key. And multiple weapons.
Yeah.
I have a slew of weapons. All right, that's review stuff.
Later.
All right. The next one is Wicked Wildspire Waste. I didn't get to do this one last night, but I know it was on there. You have 2 Baroth and a Diablos to fight in the special arena.
At one time?
Yes. In the special arena, they throw everything at you at the same time.
I'm not going to do
the
that.
Radabon and the Ogdoron was done in the special arena. So imagine that. You have to take on both at the same time.
I'm not going to do it.
That's why you have to have a partner, because you can say, you take him, I'll take this one, and
I'm
we'll
just not
split
going
them
to
up.
do it.
I'm just saying.
Have fun.
There's Scrapping with the Shamos, which I think this was one that's available now, and a Shamos looks kind of like the flying...
Dutchman?
No, what do you call them? Oh. The ones that just fly around and they're not really messing with the flying wyverns. That you can kind of hook on and stuff like that.
What is a wyvern blast for?
A wyvern what?
Blast.
What is it for?
It's for the bow gun, man. Like it shoots in the ground, looks like a damn flare.
Well, it's probably like to kill the wyverns or something.
No.
I don't know. I'm not a bow person.
It's a bow gun.
A bow?
Anyway, he was messing around with a bow.
Yeah.
Trying to feel it out.
Yeah.
Which is fair. That's good.
I was going for I wanted a long distance weapon because I figured everybody has close distance weapons and I wanted to stay out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Switch axe, by the way, was what Katrina was using.
Okay.
All right.
What am I using? Charge blade.
Charge blade.
Yeah.
Okay. The Fighting Shamos. This is a level 13. I think it's a level 13 or something. I think it was a higher one, but I haven't seen it yet or something. I don't know. I don't have it listed as anything more. Maybe it's gone.
That's all it was.
Could
really
be gone by now. On the 16th, we'll get Gaze Upon the Dawn, which is the Aloy event.
Wait, did you say gaze upon the dong?
Gaze Upon the Dawn.
Dawn. I thought you said dong. I'm like,
no,
what?
Not the dong, the dawn.
Hey, check my dong.
Like Horizon Zero Dawn. This is the Aloy event.
Can I just say one thing?
What?
If there was a porn and they based it off Horizon Zero Dawn, it could be
Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's awesome.
Okay, very good. You could write that and make that happen.
I'm gonna write it. Yeah,
okay,
I could do a lot better than that dude did Brawl in Cell 99.
Now, from what I could tell from this, just looking at the map, I believe this is a fight with the Zora Magdaros, but do not quote me on that.
Wait,
there's no proof to that.
You fight him again?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Just based on because the guide that they gave you, they kind of showed you icons of what you were fighting and pictures, and I could barely make it out, but it kind of looked like the Zora Magdaros. I don't know.
That's scary, man. That thing's big.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
It's huge, man. Have you
But
seen it?
we'll find out next week.
You haven't
You'll get
seen
there.
it, dude. You climb on the...
He's still...
I'm late. I'm a baby.
Well, it was like early. The
It's
very
early,
first
man.
thing that you do.
It's a
like
cool...
in the
That's an
cutscene,
epic mission, dude. I'm
where
sorry.
You're climbing like the rock and stuff like that, and you're trying to get away as your ship's going down. That was essentially Zora Magdaros.
You're on the back of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know the names of
Well,
any of these. They
there
got
you go. You
crazy
just
names.
learned something.
yeah, they do. I don't. Pookie Pookie.
You
I
over
hate
here-
that son of a
Well,
bitch.
we
I've got a story
have
on that
Oh
one.
my god.
Katrina and I have come up with nicknames for them all, like Spiky Stan. So we'll teach you guys our nicknames, so you'll know who
Well,
we're
okay, I
talking
just want to know what's
You're
Pookie
spouting
Pookie.
out names right now. and
Pookie
I'm-
Pookie. I just call him Pookie Pookie because he's Pookie Pookie.
Damn, I hate Pookie Pookie.
Yeah.
I call
It sounds
Pookie
like
Pookie.
something you would say when you want to get some. Let me smack Pookie Pookie.
Now see,
Made me
Kula.
laugh. I laughed pretty hard when I saw that
She'd
name.
laugh you right out of the bedroom. You ain't getting out of this Pookie Pookie.
See, Kula Yaku.
She
We
turned around,
actually
pooed
call
on you guys. It poots.
Kula Yaku. We actually call Chicken Head.
Who is it?
The Kula Yaku, the little bird that likes to dig up the eggs out of the ground.
Oh God,
Oh,
yes. I know you're talking about. Look like
yeah.
Toucan Sam.
That's Chicken Head.
Chicken head.
All right, the next one is the Triple Threat Throwdown, which we could not access yesterday. This is an HR 13 quest. You have to fight in a special arena a Great Jagras, a Great Gyros, which I know who they are, and then a Dodogama, which I have no idea what it is.
Sweet. It's like a dodo bird.
No, this looked like a big volcanic lizard.
Nice.
So-
You're just gonna take down all the lizards.
But I've got 3 hunter ranks to get to before I can even attempt it. So,
I think I'm 7. At 7 now.
So we gotta get
7 or
there.
8.
And
Maybe
then-
8.
and then
I'm
the
hooked.
last one,
Go.
coming out on the 16th. It's okay. It's called Deep Green Blues. Again, this is another I had to speculate on. I think it's a Rathalos and a Rathian, but I can't be sure. And the only reason I'm not even sure that that's what it is I got a quest that I did yesterday, and it was called the Power Couple, where you had to fight the 2 of them. That's another fight that's going to be fun. Especially have backup there because they will stay together. It's almost like you have Big Mama and Big Daddy
Big Mama,
protecting
Big Daddy.
each other. Because if you're attacking one, the other's going to be like, hey, you're messing with my woman or you're messing with my man and I'm going to mess you up. So you'll have both of them on you at the same time.
Then he pulls a gun.
Because I don't think we ever separated them for more than a minute or 2 at most.
You ever wonder if they could talk? I think they would probably sound like they're from Jersey Shore.
Maybe.
Hey,
Oh my God.
you getting up on my woman for?
Get off me. Come and help me, God.
Oh my God! It messed my makeup up.
Okay. But that was all the events that we went through. Now, there was also a patch that went live today on both PS4 and Xbox One. This fixes some in-game bugs and some online connection issues. So, who knows, Todd? You might be able to get on better.
I hope so, because that is the only thing. Like, I had no trouble on Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. None, 0. I even got in like an online match and played like the multiplayer. No, like, glitches or nothing. So I don't understand why I'm having trouble on Monster Hunter.
I don't know.
But I told you, I figured it out. Like, everybody can join on me, but I can't join on anybody else.
Well, we'll figure it out. Maybe
Yeah.
this will do it.
I'm gonna go take a pee real quick.
Okay,
You
go ahead.
guys-
We're gonna
y'all just
keep
talk amongst
going.
yourselves.
Todd's going to go take a piss while we're continuing the news. Our next little bit of news is Horizon Zero Dawn is reaching its first year anniversary. And it's still an amazing triumph of a game, I must say so. And I feel like it got robbed of Game of the Year. Just my opinion. Just
Who got
my
it?
opinion. I don't recall. Todd will probably recall. And if he was here not taking a pee, he could tell us. It was Zelda. That's what got it. And again, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's a great game, but I feel like that Horizon should have gotten it just for sheer originality, because it was something new and different.
I don't get those games. It's like you gotta wait to put those games out like at the end of the year, so you can win awards. Because you put out that towards like in the middle or beginning, there's other games gonna come out that's gonna outshine it, and people are gonna forget about it.
For sure. Now, despite our hang-ups that we want it to be Game of the Year, it's still awesome. But according to a recent interview with the game's director, the game could have been much different. Speaking to YouTube channel NoClip, Mathis de Jong, which I'm hoping I'm saying his name right, mentioned that the game originally conceived was going to include co-op. The idea was something that sounded promising at first, but with the game's programmers, they actually talked them out of it. With the co-op in place for the game, only 50% of the game's features would have been implemented. So they chose to drop that out in favor for all the features that they wanted in the game. He also said that the map would have also been 50 times bigger, or it was 50 times bigger in the original planning stages. Can you imagine that game being bigger than it was?
This is Horizon?
Yes. 50 times bigger?
What got taken out of the game?
Co-op.
Oh.
So, yeah, Todd's back from taking a peek.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, everything came out okay. Just want you to know. It's a little
But,
chunky.
Yeah, they opted out of co-op to make sure that they had 100% of all the features they wanted in the game.
Okay. I can handle that.
And
I think
you know,
next time
and-
they figure it out, they probably do it next time.
Yeah,
That's
and the way I
something
look at
cool.
it,
Yeah.
they made the right choice.
Yeah.
They went the right way. Co-op maybe in a sequel, maybe.
Yeah.
If you can implement it.
That's
But
another Monster Hunter, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That game
it could do it.
screamed Monster Hunter. When I started playing this, I think that's why I like this game so much.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the fighting was. We'll talk about that later, but that's awesome.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
But yeah, they made the right choice. We'll see what happens in the future. Next up, Far Cry 5 is not far off. Excitement is rising for me. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited.
Do you guys get emails from Far Cry?
Yes. All
Every
the time.
day?
Every day.
Every day?
They love me,
I
man.
know.
It's like the lady. That's like the lady you talked to once.
And she's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, like I know you. You remember that time at the bar? No, don't shush.
Yeah,
No,
I get
don't
emails
call
from
me.
Ubisoft. They're like, "Far Cry 5 is on the way," or "Protect the Hunt, Missouri."
No,
or
I
something.
didn't. I don't get those.
In Montana, man. It's not in Missouri.
Whatever.
If I do, maybe I'll delete them. I don't know. Now,
It's probably from where you signed up for their what they
Ubisoft
call their
program.
newsletters or
No, the
mailing
play-
list
what's that?
or what have you.
Yeah.
Club
I don't know what.
Ubisoft?
Huh?
Club Ubisoft?
Yeah, but
Ubisoft?
it's what's that? Uplay? Ain't that what they do?
Yep, that was
When
Same
you
thing.
sign up
I
for
had
that,
to
that's
be
where
it.
you get it.
Now, to help boost this excitement further, Ubisoft revealed that Far Cry 3 will be available for free for those who purchase the Season Pass.
Whoa.
The game will be available to purchase in the summer, but Season Pass holders will be able to play it 4 weeks earlier than anyone else.
Why are they putting Far Cry 3 out again?
Because a lot of people thought it was the best one.
But wasn't that on
Was that the one on
PlayStation
the
4
island?
already?
No, it was on 3.
Is that the?
PlayStation Far Cry 3 was?
Yeah. It was one of the first ones I ever played, and it was on 3.
Is that the one you got rest of your friends?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On the
I like
little
that.
island from that crazy...
Oh yeah, the one that says, "Do you know the definition of insanity?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Now, PS4 and Xbox One owners will get the classic edition of the game, while PC players actually receive the full version of the game. Now, this isn't the only worthwhile pass or season pass content. 3 other editions have been announced in true Far Cry fashion. They sound pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We have House of Darkness. Players will travel back in time to Vietnam and battle against Viet Cong soldiers. You have Dead Living Zombies. Players will face against hordes of zombies in multiple B-movie scenarios. Then you have Lost on Mars, which players will leave Earth behind to go toe-to-toe or toe-to-claws with Martian arachnids.
Oh no. Why does everybody think there's spiders on Mars? Farpoint did the same thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's just
Spiders from Mars. It's David Bowie knew it. He knew it.
Far Cry 5 is set to launch on March 26th. You know what? Why are there so many good games coming out at the beginning of the damn year?
It does it every year.
You know what I just said?
January, February, March.
Get game of the year
March
that way.
26th.
Get
It's
game
just,
of the year.
seriously, think about
Yeah,
it. We
you
got Shadow of the Colossus is coming out a week after
It's out now.
March. Yeah, I know. But after Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
So that was already like, And then you've got
39.
Secret of Mana is coming out very soon.
That's next week.
This is going to be coming out very soon. God of War is going to be out right after this.
March 20. I mean,
Or
April
before
20th.
that. Yeah. No, April. So a month after that. There's too many games. Too many games.
Well, I think God of War is probably, they're spaced out right. But right now, like from Monster Hunter on, like it kind of got,
Monster Hunter's
Jump it
too
up.
big of a game
Yeah.
to just put right at the beginning of the year when a lot of games are coming out because everybody wants. There's a lot of time and effort needs to go into that game.
I know.
I feel like anyway.
Well, you know, the good thing about it is you can come back to it.
Yeah, very true. All right, a few quick hits. We're going to do something different called quick hits.
Quick hits.
Quick hits. We're
Quick
just
hits.
going to touch
Are we
on
gonna
these
call them
things and
quick
just keep on going.
Quick hits.
Quick hits.
Quick hits.
All right, fine. There's a new Crash Bandicoot game could be coming.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
I like it. Good idea.
Daisy.
I say like here we did that, we give 'em thumbs up or thumbs down.
Okay.
thumbs up.
Thumbs up for that one.
Yeah.
Don't see why not.
I don't say. Yeah. I
Ain't gonna
haven't.
hurt nothing.
I haven't played them. I haven't
If it's
played
as
them
good
enough.
as the last 3 they put out, I'm all for it.
Okay. Cool. All right. Daisy could be coming to Xbox and PlayStation 4.
Thumbs down.
Yeah, it's old.
Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah. I want
Xbox actually all but confirmed.
it. Well, they already said they're coming to
Yeah,
PS4.
but-
They said that.
Well, they didn't
3 or
say
4 years
unless
ago.
something updated since I checked my news.
Well, no, they did it. They came out at the Sony E3 conference and said, we're working on one for y'all.
Okay. But this is.
They just never
See,
named a date.
you know what he does? I do all this research. He didn't do anything. He just sits here and talk.
I
I
know.
did research this week. Damn it.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
I knew that.
like
Okay, it's
H1Z1
fine.
was supposed to come
But
to
again,
PlayStation 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was 5 years ago.
Where's it at?
thumbs down. It's
Okay.
not gonna do. No.
Never coming. It's a dead game anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's got zombies in it.
All right. Another one is a movie
Nah, I
of
get what you did.
Square Enix's Sleeping Dogs is in the works, as reported by Donna Yin.
Yeah, that's
Interested, maybe?
Thumb sideways.
Thumb
Thumb
if it's good.
sideways.
Well,
Yeah, because, I mean,
Donnie
the way
Yen,
I
though,
look at
he's
it-
good.
Yeah, the game is great. And the way I look at it, the story is pretty straightforward. There's no need to gloss it over. No need to do we got to do video game movies and stuff like that, like they do in the game. I don't care. Just tell the story.
Give me a good Japanese freaking crime.
This is China.
Chinese crime
Racist.
movie. I'm sorry.
But no, I mean, no, I agree. Because this,
Did you just say racist?
I did. Because,
Not
China.
racist at all.
no, he's fine. But no, there's no reason to try to gloss this over. There's no need to try to throw in video game tropes. Take the story, turn it into a movie, boom, done. In fact, we've probably seen a movie like this a couple of times. I'm not trying to knock the idea.
Not a lot of
I'm in
them,
the middle.
you know.
We'll see.
Next Sony will do a Yakuza movie.
Because, if somebody will actually do a video game movie right, maybe it'll get done right more often.
You didn't like Resident Evil?
No.
The first one, second one was good. I thought.
No.
Like the Resident Evil movies?
No.
The second one was good. The rest of them, no.
They're garbage.
Second
From
one's
beginning
okay.
to end, they're all garbage.
I like the second one.
I like the movie. I liked it.
I didn't like
thought
any
they
of
were
the other
cool.
ones. Not even one.
Oh, yeah, she.
One was terrible.
All right, the last
Steven's
one. During
Shut your
an
mouth.
exhibition at Final Fantasy's anniversary event, some screenshots were shown to the attendees of upcoming projects. Many spotted Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII Remake and noticed that his design had been altered to look a little bit more like his original design.
Mm-hmm.
Is that cool?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, there's no pictures to see online, but I'm just going to assume that it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Why not? I don't really know what more they could change to make him look like that. I don't know what they're changing. I have to look at it side by side comparison to be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, all
Well,
right,
anything
awesome.
that you
Whatever.
stick with the original on that game is okay.
Yeah. So whatever, good. All right, back to stories. This is kind of a two-parter. First off, is game devs from Gun Media had to deal with a matter of theft recently. A Reddit user called Jason's Throwaway 13 noticed some suspicious eBay listings of Friday the 13th digital codes. These codes were listed to give access to exclusive Camp Counselor gear as well as Tom Savini's design Jason Voorhees, both of which were Kickstarter and backer kit only rewards. The Reddit user purchased one of the codes for $110 just to check the validity of the claim, and sure enough, it worked. This led to the Reddit user to bring this information to Gun Media's attention. Now, assumptions were made about the identity of the seller, thinking it was an early backer who got some extra keys and then was just looking to turn them around. However, Gun Media responded by saying that the keys being sold were actually due to a theft by one of their distribution partners. However, no names were mentioned as to who it was. The remaining codes have been deactivated, but with the eBay seller already making a hefty profit on these codes, it looks like Savini Jason is no longer as rare as he was.
Well, just how many they sell?
I didn't get a number.
Well, that won't be. That'd be easy to figure out. All I have to do is go in there and see who put the code in last. Who's the last? Well, then wouldn't they?
Well, you can't punish the people that bought it
You
from
can.
them. No,
You
you
kind of
can't.
can,
Yeah, you
but
can.
I know you can, but at the same time, it wasn't
What
their
they
fault.
should
Somebody
do-
was trying to sell
What
it.
they should do would be hilarious is make it like distort it. Just distort the hell out of it. Just make it so just terrible. So
make him
there's-
like, I'm Jason. That would be hilarious.
That's what I would do.
Back to the game itself, though, Gun Media released a patch to the game to amp up Jason in the game to make him a bit more terrifying, all based on player feedback. To accommodate this change, there will now be far less pocket knives, weaponry, and med sprays available to find. There was, I know this is from player feedback. This is from player feedback.
Who?
Apparently, all the players bitching and complaining online.
What?
I know. I'm with you. There was also talk this week about progress being made about dedicated servers, something that fans have been clamoring for since launch day. The team is currently working to upgrade their Unreal Engine since it's a crucial part of making this a reality. This upgrade will also improve other aspects of the game such as graphics, ragdoll physics, and overall better experience. This engine update will also happen around April, but it will delay upcoming DLC until they can get it implemented. So I'd like to see what they could do with it if it's going to
Is that
happen.
host migration in there?
I think that was one of the things they're trying to do once they get the dedicated server in place and get all this other stuff. They're going to start working on that.
Start.
Also,
in 6 months from now, I might start playing it again.
Yeah. the single player's fun. If you want to
check it out.
I know it's not.
I just quit playing it whenever.
Well, I mean, they're doing like a double XP weekend this weekend.
Maybe
So
I should check it out.
just go on there and
check it
just
out. I
play as
still got it.
Jason alone with the computer players. The one great feature about that, unless they've updated it, which this patch may have done it, is you get to see Tommy Jarvis playing with drawers.
Playing
This
what?
this is the greatest thing ever. Anytime Tommy Jarvis gets on the map and you can't find anybody, and you're like, I know everybody's dead, but there's somebody left. Start opening your ears and just listening for a drawer opening and closing, and opening and closing, and you'll find Tommy Jarvis in there just. And that's all he does until you come up on him and scare him. He'll start running, but until then, he'll just sit there and play with that drawer.
Is that what he does though?
That's it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Because the first time it happened,
Tommy Jarvis doing his crap.
it's a weird bug.
Oh, so he doesn't do it in the movies?
No, it's just
Oh,
a
I
weird
thought it
bug
was
in the
something he did
game.
in the movies. Like I don't remember
He's
him
probably
doing
like
that.
it's supposed to be on a cycle, but it's something.
Yeah,
got
he's
bugged out
just in
somewhere.
this endless cycle, just
Yeah.
and that's all he'll do. And I'll sit there and watch him for a
forgot to add a
couple of
zero
minutes,
somewhere.
going, he's not going to stop this until I go in there. So it's a funny little
Crazy,
bug.
man. That is funny. It's kind of creepy when you walk in on it. Like even Jason gets creeped out. Like what the hell? You're just gonna sit there and open them.
Oh my God,
You ain't even going to pay attention.
You ain't
to
gonna
me.
open them drawers all day, player? What's up?
somebody was telling me that they updated where Jason was like faster and his arms were longer. He could reach you.
That could have been whatever this whole.
Yeah.
The update for Jason was supposed to be where they remove all this stuff. He's supposed to be more terrifying now.
Yeah,
and I was
it's
like,
like-
but he could kill me already.
Yeah, I was like, what are people talking about? It's too easy. I'd die. It's so fast.
So
That sounded like
I'm
a
not really
Muppet
sure
right
what the. I guess in some way to say that if you've got 8 people and it seems to take forever for a match to end, okay, sure. Maybe he can get to you faster, he can kill you faster, and get the match over with faster. Cool. Then he's a force of nature. But if that's not happening, and I'm just the one that dies quicker than everybody else, then the hell with that.
Well, couldn't he already teleport?
Yeah.
How much faster does he need to
Fast
be?
travel. Was that smoke mist thing?
Yeah, where he can just kind of like a
It's
fast
pretty much
travel.
like super speed.
Yeah.
It's faster than anything in the game, like the
I
cars.
thought they had him perfect. I don't know what. I mean, maybe the grabbing
Apparently
thing.
not, according to the fans.
Maybe the
'cause this is
grab-
not them.
Yeah, maybe the grab was great, but Jason didn't walk fast. He just walked.
Yeah.
But see,
Now,
they
Michael Myers
altered
had
it.
that big, like the fast, really fast walk.
Not really. They all had kind of that pace. But see, they alter it, and depending on which Jason you're playing as, if it's like the older Jasons before 6, I think, he can run,
Right.
but he doesn't like run fast.
It's
It's,
not like
more
a
like
fast
a
run.
jog.
It's just a slightly faster than the
Yeah.
walk.
But he can run because he did
He's power
run in
walking.
those movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if you go from 6 up, he fast walks. But
He's
it's-
decayed. He's old.
he's just kind of a heftier pace because he's supposed to be zombie Jason.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to see what the update to the Unreal Engine will do. If they're talking about the graphics will be better and stuff like that, because
I thought the graphics were pretty cool.
Yeah, but if they could be better, cool.
Yeah, they can be better. Yeah.
I'd love to see that, especially the kill physics and stuff like that. If they could really do some stuff with that, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
to see.
that'd be cool.
All right, last story I've got is we reported rumors of this last year, or surrounding this, and I don't know, I thought it was kind of a sure thing, but now it's been officially announced that Illumination Studios, who created Despicable Me, Minions, and Sing, is working on a Super Mario Brothers movie that will be co-produced by Chris Melisandre, or Meladandri. Wow, I don't know why I put an S in there. He's just got one of those names. He actually worked on the other movies that I just mentioned, and will be co-produced by Mario's creator himself, Shigeru Miyamoto, which I think is a very smart
That
move.
is very smart.
This is not only the only big announcement that Nintendo has made, but they also revealed that they will be releasing a new Mario Kart title for mobile devices early next year.
I've seen that. It's cool.
Dude, I'm telling you, Mario is so big. You could literally have started out like a Mario World theme park.
Aren't
And
they
could
working
build
on
off
that
that,
too?
you know?
Aren't they like Universal Studios doing like a Nintendo World or something?
I have no clue.
They probably are. I'm pretty sure.
I'll be
I read
there
that.
this summer, so I'll let you know.
Hold off.
And they also announced that they are going to officially launch their own paid online service for the Nintendo Switch in September. This is expected to be much like Sony and Microsoft's current models, PlayStation Plus and Xbox Games with Gold. Nintendo stated that players will have an opportunity to download games from their classic library. However, it's not clear if there's going to be permanent or a rotating stock. So we'll see. I know that we've talked about this before, like what their model was going to be. I'm curious to see what it is. I have still been pondering, do I want to switch? And I'm still just not sold on it.
I want one bad.
I just
If I had extra money lying there, I'd give it.
and I think that's what it is. If the money was there,
Oh yeah.
maybe.
If I had the extra $300.
But when I'm thinking about it, even if I do have the money, is there something else I would rather have?
No.
And there just is.
Oh yeah, I'd rather have other things. I was wondered if how I would feel about not playing Zelda this time.
I've not really been that hurt over it.
No,
I do want to play it.
I do
want
too,
to play it.
but I haven't because I had Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had those things. You know, there's other games that I've played. I remember, I'll be okay without it.
I mean, there used to be a day where this would be kind of weird for me to not play Nintendo games, but I think I'm starting to get so far removed where it's just like coming back's getting harder and harder. You know what I mean?
I think, I don't know, I grew up. And I feel like they didn't grow up, and I think everybody eventually. Not that I don't love Nintendo; I always love Nintendo.
I don't really feel like it's a growing up thing because I would play a Mario game in a heartbeat. I even played a little of Mario Odyssey at GameStop one day, and I was like, "This is cool," but it didn't do enough to make me just say, "I gotta have this. I gotta have it."
Right, because you've grown up past that. It doesn't interest you like it used to. I think that's what mine is.
All right, well.
If somebody don't die and bleed, I don't want to play it.
You're just
I don't know. Like, there's got to be death and destruction, or I'm not going to do it.
Guess what time it is?
Oh, John, you tell me what time it is. You haven't been here in 7 months.
I don't know what time is it.
Weird news, Dick.
Oh, weird news.
Weird news.
God.
All right. Now, while we're on the subject of Nintendo, let's dive into our first bit of weird news.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that Super Mario Odyssey producer Yoshiaki Kozumi,
You sure?
I hope so,
Okay.
made Nintendo fans lose their shit this week by answering a question sent in by fans. Now, most people like myself have assumed that the toads around Mushroom Kingdom wore hats. We've seen multiple colors with matching outfits. I can even recall Toad taking off his hat in a Super Mario cartoon in the late 80s, early 90s, and he just like squoze it like he was crying in it. And I know I saw it. He had little twigs of hair on his little bald head.
Yeah, Toad?
Yeah, Toad.
I thought so. Yeah.
However, this is apparently all a sham because Kazumi said that Toad's hat, or what is supposedly his hat, is part of his head.
So you can.
So any instance of his
taking,
any instance where you've seen him take his hat off is non-canon. It just never happened, and it never happened. It's his head,
Other than being cute. That's it.
And that said, because I had to really think about this for a minute. Because like, what about Toadette, the girl? You know, I thought she had little pigtails. She does have pigtails, but if you look closely, there are little mushroom pigtails growing out of the hat or the
fungus.
head.
They're fungus. She doesn't wash her hair.
So I was like, okay, well, that just kind of blew everything straight out of the water for me because I did not realize that they were little mushroom spores coming out of her head. It was weird. So there you go. Toad's head it's not a hat, it's his head.
What was the weird thing that
They should be smart. They got big brains. Go ahead.
maybe?
Sorry.
What was the weird thing with Mario when it first started? When they showed him jumping, there's like a cloud or something. What was that? Do you remember?
Cloud?
Were they talking about maybe his hair was getting gray, like in one of the preview or like ad for the game? He's jumping. Or like artwork
recall.
maybe for the game.
Might be artwork. I don't recall.
And everybody was like, oh, Mario's getting older.
Oh, yeah.
You remember what I'm talking
you
about?
saying something like that.
Is this for a new game?
Yeah, the Odyssey game. Before it came out.
I know there was the nipple controversy.
Well, I know
Maybe
he's
that's
talking
what
about,
it was. Is that what it was?
No, that was
What was it though?
Oh,
That was when
no,
he
yeah, there was a strand of white hair in either his mustache or something, and everybody's like, oh, he's got gray hair.
But it was
It was like a reflection or something.
Or a cloud
It was just-
oh yeah, the reflection. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the light hitting his hair.
but everybody was like, he's got gray hair. Oh my god!
yeah. No, but the nipple thing. What was that? What did it end up being?
That he had nipples.
Yeah.
He just had nipples.
Nobody's
like he
ever
wouldn't
seen
have
without a
nipples.
shirt. This is what it was.
Oh
Nobody-
yeah, he had his shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he started
Oh,
swimming.
now I
Because it was
remember.
on the
Yeah.
beach.
And he's got
Mario's
nipples, and
over
everybody lost their shit.
Yeah, I can't believe Mario has nipples. Why wouldn't he have nipples?
He's a man. He's
He
a
is
plumber.
man.
But they say he's not a human.
Yeah, he is.
I know,
He's
but
from New York.
that's a whole nother. I'm not even going to get into it. Screw it. All right. Next bit of weird news I got is an old video game classic is coming back to TV, or coming to TV. I won't
Shit,
say
I thought it
coming
was
back to
coming
TV.
PS4.
You want to take a guess as to what video game I'm
me
talking
think.
about?
Castlevania.
No.
We already knew that.
No. Thanks, John.
That is coming
Last-
back.
The
Season
last
2
story
version.
that he told about was Castlevania 7 or 8 months ago, and he hasn't been here since. He's
That's true.
stuck on old news.
Old video
that
game
was right.
classic
Give
coming
me,
to
give, me
television.
give me one Donkey Kong.
Older.
Old Pong.
Jesus.
Yes.
What?
I saw it on your paper.
You bastard. Variety reported that a show based on Pong is being currently shopped around to various networks. Not much is known about what the show is going to be exactly, but based on some of the people involved, it looks like it's going to be some form of competitive-based game show. So I guess you play Pong against other players.
I love your face right now, John.
Do you want to play Pong on TV?
No, I don't even want to play it by myself.
I used to have like a Pong type game on my phone. It was like where you, the block breaker.
yeah.
I've had those, but Pong
Pong.
TV show.
Yeah.
What if it was like $1 million Pong?
Oh, shit. That's different,
I'd
man.
play
Anything
it.
for $1 million
Okay.
is all right.
Attempt to play, but I don't know if I'd watch the show.
Okay.
No.
But like I said, it's weird to me because Pong into a TV show. You think
Of
they
all
would have
the
done that in the
games-
70s?
Of all
wanna-
the games
yeah.
that have been made in the world,
At
they
least-
pick Pong.
yeah, Pong.
At least it's not like a sitcom.
Well,
Now, what if it turns out to be like a real world Pong? You know, no, not real world, but Big Brother type thing. Got to live in a house and play Pong.
what if they do it like a
Winter stays.
What year did that game come out? Okay.
Wow,
What if they did?
quite a while. Yeah.
What if they
The
did?
70s?
What if they did the show in that year? It was like this game Pong, and then they create a Pong championship. Mm-hmm. What if they do it that way?
Could
I
be.
might watch it.
So
I'd watch
then
it
it's a sitcom, a comedy about people that get
Okay,
serious
it
about
ain't gotta be a
Pong.
sitcom. It could be
Fair
just
enough.
like a 6-episode, 1 season, whatever. Straight to Netflix.
Never.
I might watch it.
John.
If it's,
I'm not gonna
I
watch it.
old
I'm not
shows
gonna
like-
watch it.
I like,
Screw
I
it.
like how they do shows like back in the past. I like that, like
Oh,
Stranger Things.
yeah.
I like that.
Shut up.
Don't be mad.
I can't
All right,
help
let's
it.
move
Don't
on.
throw
I
that at
actually
me.
got some topics we can talk about. Do you want to talk some topics?
Let's talk
I don't
about
want to talk
topics.
about them too long. I just want to bring them up because I've been holding out on some of them.
Yeah. Well, we got
Rapid fire,
it's an
rapid fire.
action-packed show since we wasn't here last week.
That's right. So I've got 2 topics. Just want to throw these questions out there to you and get your opinions.
Okay, I want to
We'll
make
just
a
talk
bet
about
that I have a better opinion on this topic than John does.
I'm gonna take that bet, and I'm gonna say he's right.
it. That's up to the audience to decide. Vote now.
6 votes, and that's all we're going to get.
There are 2 topics I want to touch on. Like I said, we may have mentioned our opinions in previous shows, but here we're going to kind of shine the light on it a little bit deeper. The first is about a story that came out about a month or so ago where the World Health Organization tried to classify gaming addiction as a mental disorder. Now, to be clear on how they want to view this, it's the overconsumption of video games much in the same manner as alcohol. So we can sit down and play a game like we can for maybe an hour or so, maybe a few hours, and we can set it down and we're done with it until the next day or maybe a couple of days. It doesn't matter. We don't play it all the time. But these people apparently must play them all day, every day. These are types of people who've lost jobs, they've ruined relationships, spent fortunes on games. It's just this, massive addiction for
Right.
these people. Now,
I bet they are awesome at the game that they play. What if you were that
would
guy
hope
and you were
so.
just terrible at it? You were just horrible.
if
They,
you're-
they hold the controller like upside down.
Yeah,
and
they're like, I
backwards.
cannot play
Now,
this game.
to be
but I can't
fair,
stop playing it.
in most cases you would think that would be the case, but if you're spending a fortune on Star Wars Battlefront 2, you're probably not that good, but you're going to be better than everybody else.
Right. That's it.
So, obviously,
Point.
many felt like this is ridiculous, but I pass it along to you guys. Do you feel like this, as I described it, should be classified as a mental disorder?
I don't know
Todd,
if it's
go.
a mental disorder.
I don't. Yeah.
No, I don't think there's anything mentally wrong with them. They probably have like a addictive personality or something like that. It's if it was smoking cigarettes or
Now, are you of the mindset, or both of you, are you of the mindset that alcoholism is a mental disorder? Or
It's
because I've heard these arguments and it's a very hard one for me. Like, do you feel like it's something genetic, or you just feel like
definitely,
it's
yeah.
something?
It can be genetics,
Yes.
yeah. But I don't
Okay.
think it's
100%
a
yes.
mental disorder as much as it is like just some people have that personality.
Yeah.
You know, like some people, like if you loved getting high, you was addicted to that high, you just keep on trying to get that high because you were addicted. And if it was anything else, like cleaning that sign, you'd have to do it every day. Maybe not all the time, but you do it the same amount of times every day.
So not necessarily a gaming addiction per se, just addiction in general. It needs to be generalized that they have
have
just
to
have
do
an addictive personality.
Yes, they have to do it, or it's kind of throws.
Right. And because a lot of people were arguing, it seems ridiculous to classify it as a gaming problem when it just happens to be the source of the addiction.
Right. They would be addicted to anything.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree because addiction is addiction.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. Something has to fuel it. Games just happen to fuel it for these people. And addiction can ruin lives. You've seen gambling addictions, drinking, whatever it is.
Gambling. I mean, that's a good. I guess you say like
Example.
Where did that word come from? It just left.
yeah,
and
it
it wasn't going to
just-
come back. You said, "Hey, go back."
It came to me, and I had to throw it back to you.
That's a good example though, because it's not. That's not a mental disorder.
No.
But for some reason, that man has to take that chance. It's almost like I got to take this chance, even though it's my last dollar.
I don't know. I don't understand the word like a mental disorder, anyways. Like I get what it is, but like the very technical, like drinking or being a drunk or alcoholic is a mental addiction. Like I don't understand it to
No,
that
it's
level.
not mental because you can stop drinking.
That's what I'm saying. Like
You
I
might
don't,
still want it.
Some
like-
people can.
Like the technical definition, like that may might be why they've got it in there, because of like the actual technical definition of a mental disorder is what a gaming addiction is.
Yeah. No.
If that's, then yeah, that's probably why they want to do it, because it technically is under that category.
I think maybe it needs to find some form of generalization to where because using gambling, I think, is a great example because it would also be gaming.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, no matter how you spin it, whether you're playing blackjack, keno, roulette, it's gaming at its
Yeah,
finest
spend a
form,
fortune
the
on the
same
game.
way.
A lot of ways, it's almost the same.
Yeah, so if gambling is not considered a disorder in the same fashion, why is video games getting classified under this and that is not? If it hasn't been already, I don't know. I'd have to look that up a little
I don't know.
bit.
It's like anything else. Like, say there's some things you can get addicted to that's healthy and it could still get in the way. Like playing guitar. Somebody could get so addicted to playing guitar. You know what I mean? Just because they have that addictive personality. It just goes with everything. So no way is it a mental disorder. That's my final answer.
Fair enough. People listening, we want your feedback with this too. If you have an opinion, please feel free. The next topic. What?
I won,
Are you not
John.
done?
That debate is
My
over.
turn.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you went to
Sorry.
the rebuttal?
Lily skipped me.
I didn't realize. I
Give
thought
your
you
rebuttal.
had chimed in all your stuff.
Come on.
You said,
Little
I did.
Marco
I said, yeah,
Rubio.
You kinda looked at me like, wait for my turn.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Little Marco.
No.
No. This is an open forum. Go ahead.
Go.
No,
You're on
no,
it.
but to me, I
Podium.
don't. In my opinion, I don't put under mental.
I apologize. I did not realize I was cutting you down.
My God. That was John. He's just so soft spoken.
Proceed now. We're gonna do it. Okay. That was
The
my
next
little
topic I have.
He gets this one first.
The
No,
next
no, no,
topic
no.
I
Go
have.
ahead, Todd.
No. He started. You get this one.
Yeah.
The second topic I have is I don't know. If,
debate. Motherfucker.
can I continue?
Yes, sorry.
you.
This is just like a debate.
Yeah, it is.
Please be quiet.
Shut up. All right. Now the next topic I have. I don't know if you guys remember Jack Thompson. He was an attorney. He jumped back into the fray this week. Once
Who did
again,
he try to fight?
well, you'll find out.
Oh.
Once again, blaming video games for violence in schools. This time he's using his defense to place blame on the shootings in Marshall, Kentucky. Thompson has been arguing this point for years, usually targeting Rockstar Games and the Grand Theft Auto franchise as the source. So, John, I ask you, is there any form of validity to these claims?
No. There is science. I've seen reports where scientists have actually done research that there is no connection.
Yeah.
There isn't.
I don't feel like. All right, here's a great example. I've had or been accused of numerous times that I had a anger problem. Okay, and I will admit that there are times I can lose my temper very
So
quick.
You get pretty feisty.
Right. Now, if I ever
Airplanes make him mad.
if I
He
get
hates
in,
airplane.
if I get into these fits of rage, and I can sit down with a game, and there's something in it. It doesn't always necessarily have to be violent, but that helps. And I can do something that just kind of allows me this feeling of release. That I'm just getting that rage out.
Then if he's mad if he's playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Oh, he's pissed this week.
I'm just mowing people
Yeah,
down.
he's just running over everybody.
But if there's that sense of, I don't know, just some way of just feeling like I'm getting that rage out. Like I think one of the last times I was like really, really angry. I mean, just furious. I sat down with Mortal Kombat and it was just knocking the hell out of somebody. And
And ripped her spine out.
now necessarily it did. I won't
that
say
Ray.
that it quelled it, but it was helping to a point until something spurted on and poked the fire. But I feel like it helps.
I do.
I don't feel like it. I never, in one moment in my life, do I feel like, man, I got to go out and do this. You know, I'm going to go rip somebody's heart out of their chest because I saw it in a game. Now, granted, we are adults, but even children can be taught.
Yeah.
This is just make believe. This is not real.
Yeah.
Your daughter, for crying out loud, she watches The Walking Dead with you guys. She understands fantasy from reality.
Yeah. I mean, of course, she gets scared to go in the dark after she watches
Sure.
it, you know, but
Like a normal
that's a little
kid.
kid. Yeah. But she knows that they're not real.
So, and that would be something like where you're sitting there looking at what she consumes content-wise.
Right.
You're not going to feel like she's going to be like, oh, I got to go and do whatever I'm doing in this game out there.
Right.
Obviously, I'm sure you also kind of watch what she does and stuff like that, like any normal parent would.
Yeah.
But I know there have been instances, like I don't know if you guys remember the kid who was like stole his grandmother's car and he was driving down the road, and this kid was like 10 or maybe he's a little younger, and he got blew up on YouTube because he said, I like to do bad things are fun, like some little
I
ignorant,
remember that now.
yeah. So, but in all fairness, I don't blame the game at that point.
No.
You know, because who in the hell wasn't watching this kid
Right.
That's like,
in the first place?
That's a parenting problem.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
a game problem.
That's my rebuttal to the whole thing you just said.
That's always what it is when it comes down to violence in video games and parents letting their kids play these type of games. They are not doing their jobs.
It's got a rating, just like a movie.
But they don't. They seem to ignore the ratings on video games versus movies, which is weird because they both have the same
Because
process.
it's not real.
There's a whole
Video
reason.
games ain't real. That's not real.
Movies aren't real.
Now watching it on a movie, now that looks real. So
But
they might
it's
do that.
simulated the same way.
I know.
It's,
We know that.
10 times worse. If
Yeah,
you,
you
really
actually
think
take
about it.
control of that person, and you do the bad deeds yourself.
It all boils down to it's a parenting thing.
Oh, that's exactly. Don't take my rebuttal. I win.
Okay.
Parenting final.
Parenting.
No, you son of a biscuit.
It's fine. It's all parents. We blame the parents.
Yeah,
Damn
I mean it
kids.
is. You watch your kids. I watch what she plays. I make sure what she watches. I mean, I do. I'm real lax on what she watches. You know, like I think 90% of the people
there's a
our
point.
age are kind of like that. I mean, there are some prudes that don't let them, but she's gonna see it, and I'd rather me be there when she sees it so I can explain if she has any questions. You know.
And you know what? I mean, to be fair, kind of what you're saying right there, there's a line where I can think to myself, all right, what do I want my kids to see, or what am I okay with them seeing?
Right.
Because there was a moment where I could say that depending on how old my kids were and what the movie was, there would be some R-rated movies I wouldn't mind them seeing because whatever it was rated R for wasn't really that bad.
Right.
It was just this meager thing that maybe was passing, and it was like, that's nothing.
You know,
It's nothing.
Sometimes language.
Yeah, and not to say that they need to just because they'll get it. Kids,
God, come on, man!
cuss
I was
worse.
cussing in the 3rd grade. People was all over the
know.
place, just screaming
Those F-bombs flying left
everywhere,
and right,
man. I remember it. It was there. That's why.
You can keep your kids out of the movie theater because they said a dirty word. They're hearing way worse.
Oh,
It's
I know.
gonna-
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I'm like with her. I'm like, look, it's not bad. Okay, it's not bad. Little girls probably don't need to say this until you get older. You know what I mean? That's about how I handle it. If you're here and you slip one up, I'm not going to get pissed. I'm going to say you probably don't need to say that.
Yeah,
But the more you make it sound bad, the more they want to do it. I think.
Well. All right. Well, that was the end of our topics. Everybody got any more comments, questions?
I had science on my side.
You owe me $5.
I had science.
He had nothing.
You had.
You didn't have science on your side.
Well, guess what we're going to move on to now? We're going to get into release dates.
Oh,
You want to talk about release dates?
sure. Because I tried to go find. I had an idea. I was like, I'm going to go to GameStop. I'm going to get the release dates for these games, and I'm going to go through each week, and I'm going to boom, 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 boom.
It would be nice for somebody else to be doing
but,
the job.
But you go look at it. They got God of War, what else? Spider-Man and Days Gone coming out on the same day.
That's awesome.
Jesus.
They don't even have release dates. They have what's in their database, which is the last day of that quarter that they've said we're going to come out in quarter 3. So they're
Well, they
like
should
March
have
31st.
God of War updated by now since we
Yeah.
know when it's coming out. For crying
But
out loud.
I got the list in there, and it doesn't work.
All
I
right.
started looking
Well,
at it.
hey, I appreciate your effort. You can do the real work next week. All right. Next release dates. We have, now I'm going to cover a few that we didn't get to cover last week because we were off. But February 6th, if you didn't know, Shadow of the Colossus came out on PS4.
Yes.
On February 8th, Civilization 6 Rise and Fall came out for PC, as well as Octageddon for PC. I don't know what that is. February 9th, we saw Dragon Quest Builders come out on the Nintendo Switch, and Seven Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia for PlayStation 4. I couldn't get that word out.
It's hard.
Now
You're doing
on February,
good today, though, with your words.
I'm trying to do really good.
Yeah,
I think a
you're
little
doing
beer helped before I got here.
You did what?
It's okay.
You did what?
I said a little beer helped before I get here.
Oh, yeah.
A little relaxed.
Oh, yeah.
Dynasty Warriors 9. Oh, this is on February 13th because he cut me off.
Sorry.
February 13th, Dynasty Warriors 9 comes out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Kingdom Come Deliverance for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, will come out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Then we have Owlboy, which is coming out for the Nintendo Switch, previously released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Why are all their games like that?
I don't know. Radiant Historia, Perfect Chronology for Nintendo 3DS. And if never mind.
Hell, what kind of name is that?
I don't know. Secret of Mana, which I'm really looking forward to
Yeah,
for
me too.
PlayStation 4,
Have you heard the price on that
PlayStation
yet?
Vita, and PC. What?
Have you heard a price on that yet?
I have not. I'm probably going to assume kind of in the $30, $40 range, maybe a little
It'd be
less.
worth $30.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun game if you've not played it because it's supposed to be like the original, whatever. On February 16th, we have Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming out for the Nintendo Switch. And we have, I'm going to say this, I'm going to assume it's Fe. F-E, that's all it says. Fe. For PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch.
What if it's Fey or Fee?
Or Fe. Fe. It's F-E. If you don't know what else it is, that's all I got. And since we didn't get to cover it last week, we have the PlayStation Plus games for February, which should be available now.
They're
Okay.
available.
If you don't know what they are, we have for PlayStation 4, Knack and Rhyme.
Rhyme.
For PlayStation VR, we have Starblood Arena. For PlayStation 3, for whatever reason, we have Spelunker HD and Muggin Souls Z. Don't know what that is. And for PlayStation Vita, we have Exile's End and Grand Kingdom. And Grand Kingdom is also a cross-buy, so you can also play that on PlayStation 4.
Kingdom what?
Grand Kingdom.
Grand Kingdom. What does it look like?
I don't know.
Is it? There's one on there that looked like an anime almost.
Could
Did you
be.
see that last week they gave that free game away?
Which
Last month?
Not Persona. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like a TV show / video game. Or anime / video game. Like
It was like a visual novel is what it looked like to me.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I can't Psychopass or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
it. Psychopaths. That's
Mandatory
exactly
something another.
what it is. Yeah.
I know I played it for a little bit and I was just
Is it
like,
any good?
If you've got to be into that. I told
I'm
Katrina
not.
she probably would like it because she loves anime and this would be like reading an anime novel. So I was like, there you go. Why not?
There you go.
But she'll never play it. It's the weirdest thing. I give her all this gold and she never does it.
You put a Monster Hunter in it, and
She'll
play
sit
it.
there and read anime on her phone, and I'm like, I just told you could play this on the Vita, and same thing you're doing right there, except it looks better and sounds better. And
You got a big controller. You can lay in your bed. Well, you can lay in your bed on your phone also.
all right, guess what time it is now?
Monster Hunter.
Let's talk Monster Hunter, guys.
I'm ready to talk it.
Let us
We're going
talk
tidbits.
Monster Hunter.
I wish I'd let you go tidbits. I'm like, you
every
idiot.
time you're like, you know what time it is? No.
No.
You know what time it is? No. Okay.
Monster Hunter time.
And music now. Okay. Now, when we talk about a game like Monster Hunter World, where do you begin?
At the beginning.
First, let's cut right down to the basics. It's fun. It's gorgeous to look at. And I will say it's not for everyone.
No, it's not.
Now, this is not to say, I don't say this to dissuade anyone from going to get it. By no means. If you feel like it might be up your alley, go for it. The very first time that I ever played it, or got into it, was through a review, and it just sounded interesting. You know, I mean, even in their review, they were just like, this is not for everybody. This is going to be a learning curve, because it's just not a game built like everything else. So that little piece intrigued me, because I was like, okay, I want something different. I want something that I'm not going to be expected. So it's easy to get swept up into the hype of the game. It might not be for you, assuming that it's something that you're not going to be expecting. Now, don't walk away from it immediately until you find your footing, because again, you might find your way through it. I say that as someone who didn't fully understand it. The approach of the game, when I first played it, Monster Hunter 3 back on the Wii, I got stuck very early into the game fighting a Baroth, and he was just taking me down so bad. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know how to build my defense. I didn't know what I could do for my weapons, because it's not like you can just go out and slay monsters and build experience points to gain strength. You have to work your strength up through armor, through weapons, and that's just how it works. And your skill has to be there.
And that's the problem I'm having right now, learning all that.
Yeah. Now, spending some time away from the game, I did come back, examine my approach, saw my flaws, led me on a path. I became a better hunter, and now one of my biggest roadblocks, the Baroth in the original, he's a chump for me. I understand for everybody he's not now, but for me, he's a chump. Eventually, you will get there and you'll be like, this dude's a chump. You'll take him out with
gun, so I'm thinking that he'd be easier now.
Yeah. So don't get discouraged. One day you will look at him with the same eyes that I do. He's a chump.
He's a chump. You gotta hit him in the butt, though.
Now, as a veteran hunter of their series, there are many things I hope to see carry over, and I'd love to see what you guys think about these. If you have any opinions, by all means, chime in. There were many things that were improved as well. One thing I say that Capcom did best was making a game that was more accessible to new players, while not really changing a lot of things in a drastic way to turn off seasoned veterans. Examples of improvements that I enjoyed was faster combat. It was a little bit more fluid. Monster tracking, the scout flies. If you guys didn't know this, you actually had to paintball the monsters in the older games.
Oh, Jesus.
So you would have to make up the paintball, make sure that you hit him with it, and then he would run off and you'd have to go chase him. But the paintball could wear off at some point.
Oh, that's stupid.
Jesus.
So if he kept running, you're kind of boned. If you lost track of him in your paintball.
Imagine doing it that way.
That would
Scout
suck.
flies is freaking amazing.
Yeah, the scout flies are awesome. They can. I will say, I do admit that there are times they can get a little scattered.
Yeah, they
and you
can,
can be like, all right, I don't know where I'm going, because there's just so much going on. So it would be nice if they could stay a little bit more focused.
Yeah.
But
I think they got ADD.
yeah, but at times, I mean, once you kind of move into an area where they can focus a little bit more, you can get back on track.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad as losing track of your monster completely with a paintball that just disappeared. You know?
I hate when you get an ancient forest and it starts going up those nests and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
It gets tough to find them.
They just kind of just disappear and you're like, okay, where to go?
Where'd they go? You get all the way to the top and then they're back to the bottom.
Yeah, there's a big spot in the ancient forest that I think is the biggest clusterfuck,
Yeah, it does get screwed up.
because there's so much there. There's vines, yeah, it's terrible. There's also detailed hunter notes. I don't know. I was telling you about those that you need to.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I will show you guys. You have auto crafting, which is a great feature. So all you have to do
I do
is
like that.
collect stuff, because in the others you had to craft all your stuff, which you can still do here, but if you can just set it on auto craft, as soon as you pick it up, it makes it for you. Done. You don't have to worry about it at all.
Like the potions and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
they're not in your pouch though, are they?
they can be, yes.
So if I just set it if it's something in my pouch that I set to autocraft, it goes directly to my pouch.
Yeah, like for example, a potion. Like, they only take an herb. Which here's a fun little fact: potions used to actually take herbs and blue mushrooms to craft a potion. Now they've just narrowed it down to herbs. And then I think to make a mega potion, you had to have a potion and a thing of honey, which you still have to have here, but they've just kind of narrowed down some of the ingredients. So say you only had you had no potions, but you collect herbs, and you have potions on autocraft.
Right.
Those will automatically shift over to potions the moment you collect them. And if you have honey, I've done this. I have first aid med plus on autocraft. As soon as I collect honey, but I have first aid meds, they'll automatically craft over to first aid meds. But you have to. But I did notice this: that you have to collect it. So if I had honey in my pouch and then I collected like the first aid meds out of the item box at the beginning of a quest, it won't do it for me. Like then. It would have to be like I'm out on a mission and I collect the honey from a honey hive, and then it'll do it for me.
Okay.
So it's a little strange like that. I'm not quite sure why that is, but maybe it's for that on-the-fly collecting. That's what it got tied to, which is fair enough. But that's something I definitely love. Plus the scavenging, like I said, you're just kind of collecting on the fly.
I do like that. All you have to do is just run, and just hit
And
circle, not zero.
what? And even when you're collecting the resources from the monster, just holding down the button,
you just do it.
you didn't have to do that, or you couldn't do that in the other games. Here you just hold it down, take care of it from that point.
Yeah, from what I saw, you just have to find it the first time, and after that, you can just hit O every time you see it. I like that.
So, now that said, all these things kind of help everything move along much quicker through your hunt, so you can get done a lot faster. Not all the monsters are easy to find, so don't always assume that the full 50 minutes, which I knew they would give us, will give you any breathing room. I actually spent a full 10 to 20 minutes tracking a Rathalos before engaging this son of a bitch, because he just continued to fly from point to point to point to point, and he made me circle this map until I almost lost my temper.
I didn't realize that there was a time limit until I went and fought the. I almost ran out of time. It's like, holy shit.
And another
It's
thing
tough anyway.
and another thing to keep in mind too is if you're some missions will actually cut your time down. I actually did an investigation and only give you 30 minutes. So bear in mind you can keep in track of your time, unless you're on an expedition, which I love, where you can just
go out to the
explore
free
everything
world. Yeah.
in the
That is
world.
cool.
And they actually added some stuff in that too, which I guess not quite in the other games. There were always people you could run into, but it was always like this little old man where he would give you stuff if you were out on an expedition. Here, sometimes you can actually run into people from the group you're with who want you to help you out on a mission or something like it. It's just something simple
Well,
like
like a little side quest or something. You can get later.
like go collect some ants or go fish and find this fish for me.
Find ants. I found ants one day and I couldn't get them.
You didn't use your net.
Oh, damn it. I didn't think about that.
Always use your net.
It's right there where you're fighting Zora Magdaros, whatever her name is. They're coming out of that cave.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
I did, however, catch a little hare.
You're good. Is it which one, in the forest or in the desert?
What's it? Osprey hare? Does that sound familiar?
No.
Maybe it's a bug. That's
Maybe.
the Osprey firefly or something.
Something like that.
I got one of those too. You can let them go in your room. I got my new room, by the way. Nice
Good.
room. Really cool room. Put a fish in a fish tank.
Now, jumping into the game itself, I felt like it was quite easy at first, which was surprising. But again, I'm familiar with the overall mechanics. Now, you guys, I don't know what your learning curve was, but for me, just
There's a lot of reading.
yeah,
A lot of reading.
Mm-hmm.
But
Why can't they just say all the damn words?
because
No.
And I would
No.
I think there's a way they can simplify it just a tad, because it is a lot of reading. And if
Yeah.
you're like me, you only kind of glance through it. Okay.
that's
okay,
why
I
you get
got
other
it.
hunters to teach you.
I got this.
I mean, they literally, from what I remember, because the last game I ever played of Monster Hunter was on the 3DS. And the button layout was odd for me at first because in most games you expect certain buttons to be in certain places. Like this is where this needs to be and this is where that needs to be.
This one was the same way.
This was one of those games that I remembered from memory how the buttons were laid out in the 3DS. I was like, are they going to leave it this way? And sure enough, they did. It's like they just swapped the palettes and then added a few extra buttons here and there. So that was nice. I feel like that's where the learning curve for me kind of cut down because I didn't have to worry about learning where the buttons were and feeling like I was going to hit the wrong thing. So that was nice. Even with the obvious additions to the new mechanics, that was awesome. It didn't take long for the game to up the ante on me and throw some challenges my way. Now, these challenges, for me, are what make the game great, because no one monster can really be approached the same way. You have to study your prey, understand its habits, prepare yourself with the right weapons, right gear, and then take it down. My first encounter with the Anjanath, I think I was about to talk about this earlier, resulted in my first faint in the game. I realized how ill-prepared I was. I went back. I immediately abandoned the quest to focus more on what I needed to acquire so I could increase my chances to take him down, because I knew I was not ready.
Yeah.
Because he hit me with a fireball and I was done. And I know I had a decent amount of health. But I knew I was like, nope, he's going to kill me. So that's one of the things I like about it, is you can't just go out and grind for experience and be like, well, we're going to take this guy out. You have to know your monster. You have to know what he's going to throw at you and how prepared you can be. Because even when you think you are prepared, they can throw you a curveball. So that it's a very unique perspective on this, to where you can't just you can't ease your way out of it. You know what I mean? The farther in you get, the stronger you get your weapons and stuff like that. Older monsters are going to get easier, but then they throw mega ranks up, or high rank monsters, which are the same monsters but tougher. So you'd be like, "Wow, I fought this guy earlier. It'd be fun." New high rank monsters are going to No. High rank monsters are 10 times tougher than they were before. They will kick your ass yet again.
There's some of them, even if they're simple, if you don't pay attention, they'll just whoop your ass.
Yeah, you do have to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a game you can talk to your wife and play it at the same time. You gotta.
Oh yeah, I've had kids being like, "Dad, like, just
5 minutes.
Just give me a minute."
33 minutes and 87
At
seconds.
least 30.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of something. Just give me a second. Now, most games require, like I said, the battle grindings and stuff like that, and you'll get the other stuff. Here, you grind for the monster parts. You kill the monsters. It can even be the smallest monsters. You can get gear from. Now, there's not always the best, so you want to go after the bigger ones for the better armor and such. But it's a great stepping stone if you need to get there. And this is where strategy is key, because when you study their strengths and weaknesses, you understand, okay, this monster is weak to fire, but he's strong against lightning, or thunder, so I need to make sure I have a weapon that can deal fire and stuff like that. And even with that, this is where it's very unique, I feel like, as far as your weapons are concerned, because with elemental defense with your armor, if you know you're going after something that's going to shoot fire, you're going to build up your fire defense. But you also know that you need your other defense up just as well, because just because you can defend perfectly against fire doesn't mean he's not going to stomp your face in with his foot. But when it comes to your weapons, sometimes you can see that maybe you don't necessarily have the strongest attack power, and maybe you have like 2 thunder blades. This is an encounter that I came across. I had 2 thunder blades. One had higher attack, but it had a very low thunder attack. But yet, I go back to the other one, and it has a low attack power, but it has a high thunder attack. And those are elements you have to take into account. How weak is this character against the element you're throwing at it? Because sometimes the element can be the turning point, the one thing that can really take that monster down faster, not just the attack power. But if it's got a high element that it's weak to, you will do more damage with the element being on your side versus the attack power.
And that's in the Hunter notes.
That's a note that I've just come across playing the game numerous
No,
times.
I mean, like, you can figure out the element that they
Yes.
don't like. Because I never knew how to figure it out.
Now,
I
this
always
is-
see the little symbols, but I didn't know how to find out what they were.
Right, and that's why they encourage you to, check their footprints, anything that they leave behind, whether it be feathers, mucus, whatever. I've even seen them crap.
Yeah, dung.
Don't.
Then you can put it in your pod.
Yeah, you can use it later.
So, all those things like that, I mean, it's not just to help you weaken it, better armor, better weapons. The items help you maintain a better fighting chance against it. You're always still up to understanding how it moves and attacks, since you have no understanding will easily get you killed. Now, other additions to the game that I've yet to mention help breathe new life into the game. My absolute favorite has to be the Slinger. This item alone has altered my approach to fighting, all for the better. The Slinger allows you to fire various ammo, if you want to call it that, such as like flash bomb or flash pods. They call them pods. You can find like shatter pods, red pits, I think is what they are, and then just regular rocks. And depending on how you use these, they can distract the monster. You can actually disable them by chance, depending on what you have. Now in other games, you had to actually build bombs, like where you have flash pods in this,
Right.
and the others it would be like a flash bomb, so you just chuck it to the ground and then it would just blast off.
Right.
Here I feel like you have a little bit more control as to where you can shoot it, because you can aim it.
Right.
So it's almost like a secondary
I'll
gun.
just try
that
to
you
hit him in the face.
Exactly. So here, whether it's stinger pods, torch pods, whatever, you can really be more precise with what you have versus just having to throw it and be done. There's another pod in here that I saw. It was called thorn pods, and I actually learned a little bit more about them last night. There was the Palumu, the one where it floats up and it just kind of hovers there. You can use a thorn pod and pop it, so to
Really?
speak. But
Damn.
But there's a secondary thing I didn't realize, because I've seen these, I think, drop off of Baraths and even the Diablos, and I would shoot them at it, and I was like, well, what good is this going to do me? They don't have to deflate. Apparently, if you can take another hit at the pod after you've attached it to the monster, it will explode.
Yeah.
So it's like a time bomb.
I was fighting the mud pretty bad.
Yeah, the Giratudos or something like that.
No, the one.
Oh, the Barath.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I hit him with.
You said the monkey?
No, the
I
mud
thought he said the
creature.
Mud Guppy. That's the
Oh,
one we
I
call.
hated that name.
No, I was fighting it and I hit him with all 3 stick pods. And I'm like, well, this is dumb. So I got some red pits. I was just throwing it at him, trying to hit him in the eyes with it. And I hit one and it said, boom! And he went down. I was like, okay, I get it now.
And that's
so all
great.
the pods do that?
Thorn
No,
pods.
Just thorn pods. Okay, because I
Yeah.
found a lot of them when I was fighting that.
Oh,
What'd you say his
one
name
thing
was?
About the
The
slinger,
Barath.
No.
Oh,
the,
the Mud Guppy?
no. The one that hovers.
Oh, the Palumu.
Palumu. I don't know why I can never remember his name.
okay.
I always want to call him Palamalu.
the slinger got me confused for a while. I couldn't figure out how to switch the ammo.
Yeah, I don't. Is there a way to actually switch it? Because
No,
I
you
thought
can
you
only
just
have one.
you can only pick it
You
up and
only
it
have
will
one.
just
I
reload.
eventually I had to Google it. I was like, how do I say, okay, you can only have one type of ammo.
Control
I was looking
L1?
in the inventory. I was looking in the pouch. I was like, okay, I know I've picked up different stuff because I pick it up and I see it. It's right there.
Yeah, it's just
only have
yeah, you swap in and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have this bad habit sometimes where I'll have what I want in there, and I'll run by it, and I'll just see it, and I'll just grab it, and it swaps out. I'm like, damn it, I want that other thing.
You just see the little thing pop up. Like, yep, want
Yep.
that shit. No, I don't.
Now, another thing that this slinger can do, which I think is a great addition, is the grappling hook feature, which can help you either get to areas faster, you can swing on wedge beetles, you can ride the winged wyverns that are floating down if you hit them with a rock and they get low enough, and take you up to higher areas. You can use some of those things to get clear of a monster, which I've done, and maybe even leap atop him if you have good timing. Side note, while I have actually brought it up, mounting monsters was actually introduced in Monster Hunter 4, but the mechanics here are so much better.
Yeah,
like
cool.
the idea of it is just so more. It's much more fluid.
I was like, what happened? Why am I on his back?
I freaked out too. How'd I get here? What's going on? Okay, hit triangle.
It says brace, and I'm like, what do I do?
Well, dude, I hold it. And then I fell.
And I also have to say that when you get knocked off, using that grappling hook to hop back on, such a badass
You can do that?
move. Yes.
Damn.
If it now, granted, you have to make sure that you have If you get bucked off and he's like taking all your stamina away, you're not going to be able to do it.
Right.
But if you just happen to make the wrong move and you get chucked off, make sure you got stamina, go right back. I think all you got to do is hit circle, and you should pop back up.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah, you look like a utter badass. Now another improved area is your Palico pal. Palicos have been a series staple for some time, and here I think they're more helpful than they've ever been. Now in previous games, your helper, and it's not always been a Palico. I think in the third one, you had some sort of native. I don't even know what. I know there's a name for them, a term, but I can't remember what they were.
It's not Native American.
But they were not. No, they were just some little fella. I think his name was Cha-Cha and Kiyamba, but they were not Palicos. They were some sort of native creature that wore masks. I don't recall.
Pygmy.
Pygmies.
Well, they had a name for them, like the race, like Palicos, but
We'll
I can't
call them
remember.
pygmies.
Okay, pygmies. Pygmies with masks. And now in the other games, they came off more like distractions, almost like they were just and the monster would kind of attack them, but they
They were
never did
minions.
anything. They were just a burden sometimes because once they got hurt enough, they would just dig into the ground and disappear and be like, "Well, thanks."
They're minions.
You
That's
know?
what it is.
But here, if they're properly equipped, if they're properly trained, they can back you up with ailments, attacks, even some well-timed traps, flash pods. I don't know if you've got some of your gadgets yet.
Yeah.
Well-timed health boost. If you just got hammered and he just throws a Vigor Wasp down, boom, you're back up to health before you thought you died. And another side note, Vigor Wasps and Flash Flies just kind of hovering about the area, a very welcome addition this time, because there are areas where you're in the middle of a fight and maybe you can see one in the distance, but you don't really want to save your potion. I'll try to remember, it's like, hey, there's a Vigor Wasp over there. Why don't I just go over and grab that, and then I can save my potions for a later time where I'm not in this area. And I think that's kind of a great thing. I guess you could say that it makes it easier in a way, but I don't really think so. I think it just kind of levels the playing field a little bit, especially depending on who you're after. Because the monsters can be, well, we've mentioned before. Especially if you've got two in the same area.
I got to remember with my Palico right now. I got him equipped with the Pokey Bow.
Mm-hmm.
I got to remember to unequip that. That's terrible.
No good.
It's terrible against land animals. If it's flying, it'd probably be all right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a bow. It's a freaking ballista he carries. Because I was looking for. I was like, why aren't you shooting? And I just think he's like pushing this little cart. It's like, what is that? I looked. It's a freaking bow with the wheels on it. He's like, tick, 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 tick. That thing.
Mine has a little tank.
Yeah.
Have you seen the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll come
that's
out in
what
a
mine's
little
got.
tank.
Yeah,
He'll be in there polishing it up in the room.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I got this. This will be fine. Now, you can easily train your Palico. All you got to do is just set him up with the right gadgets. Use him out in the, out on your hunts. Don't ever set him
Taking with you
aside.
makes him stronger. Like almost every time I go out, he gets a level up.
And I guess I understand why there is that option to leave him behind, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it's a dumb move. Always
Asked
keep
me
your
to do
Palico
that,
behind.
and I said I didn't want to leave him behind,
No.
but then he stayed behind in the Highland.
Really?
The Highland.
No, were there other people involved?
No.
Okay. Because now, if you get more than if you've got 3 hunters in your camp, then your Palico will stay behind. But if it's just, if it was just me and you, then it would be us plus our Palicos on the hunt. So it'd still always be 4 in the field or whatever. Writing a review, come on. Now, as I said, you can make sure that they're properly trained with all their gadgets, always becoming more invaluable, which I love. So they're a much better partner if you don't have your own friends to play with. But we have friends
And
to
they're
play
just
with.
like, and their armors and their weapons are just like our armor and weapons.
And it doesn't
they
take-
have their own perks and they're what they're good against, what they're bad against.
And it doesn't really take that much to.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
Now, another thing I want to touch on here is the music in the games, because the music, whether it be here, whether it's been in the other games, it's always been top notch.
Yeah, I
Monster
like it.
Hunter has always had a great score.
Yeah.
I even actually bought the soundtrack for Part 3 because it was so good.
I thought it feels like Zelda, that kind of
or even elevated beyond that, because the music here is so grand and epic that you want for something like this. Each track complements either the area you're in or even the monster you fight in a way that kind of elevates the experience further. Now, one of my favorite tracks from Part 3 that I'm hoping to hear is a variation, again, of a theme that I know that we'll see this monster in the game. I'm almost positive they showed it in a trailer. And I don't know if they're going to use the same track that they used here, because I think in 3 and 4 they just recycled it. But I would like to hear the same track, but maybe updated.
Right.
Ooh, I'm getting dry mouth. We're talking about it a lot. But the monster that you're coming across, and we've already discussed how weird these names are, but this one is called the Devil Ho.
The Devil Ho. The Devil Ho.
The Devil Ho.
Whatever you are encountering, this creature, and he's no joke.
What does he look like?
Much like all these.
Is he that one with the big wings that kind of come up on the trailer?
No.
Like the end?
He's a gigantic, I don't really want to say T-Rex, but it's a great way to kind of start, because he has the little nubby arms. But the rest of his body is so massive. Even his tail is just one big, massive tail. Spikes all around him, and he has this spike to jaw. Right. And when he shows up, and this is why I bring up the music, is because whatever you're fighting at the time, when he enters, the music changes, the score taps into this simplicity, like Jaws, like the dun, and that's not really what his theme is.
How awesome would
but
that
it's
be,
just
though?
this simplistic tone that, like, oh shit, something's here, and it's just him stomping in like, I'm king around here. I'm going to mess everything up in this general area. Do not mess with me.
How much bigger than like Anjanath is he?
Bigger.
Is
He
the
will
biggest-
eat him whole.
How big is he compared to what's his name? What's the Gigante? What'd you call it?
Nergigante?
Yeah.
Probably about equal size.
Okay.
But Devil Ho has always been like the alpha.
Right.
When he shows up, everybody's like, nope, I'm out.
Yep,
I'm
out.
gone. So I can't
Like
wait
me.
to see him again, because I'll be honest, the very first time that I fought him, I was not prepared. He stomped me down like that. So anytime he came out, I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm gone. But eventually I got the nerve, and I said, I'm gonna take him down. I'm gonna do it. And once you start learning his moves, and he's always going to be a fighter, but you can do it.
Right.
I have no doubts we can all take down the Devil O at some point.
The
but
Devil Ho. I just like his name. I
Devil
want that
Ho.
armor.
But he's
I wonder what that armor's gonna look like.
it's pretty badass,
Some
depending
Devil
on
Ho
if
armor.
they tweak it in any way, because I think it'll be kind of the same than it was, because from what I've seen, the Rathian and the Rathalos armor, it's very much similar to what it was in the previous game.
Right.
So a lot of that design is kind of rolled over. But I can't wait to see him. Now, what makes Monster Hunter World earn its name is in the fact that it gives you a world. You don't have isolated areas on a map, which was something that the previous games did. You can now go from one area to the other, chasing the monsters, whether it's through the forest, the desert, whatever. It all feels seamless, like one
So
giant
you can go
area.
from the ancient forest and walk to the Highland Corridor.
No, now, to that degree, no.
Then you just lie.
No, I'm saying that the areas themselves, if you went to a map on the other game, if you had Area 1 and Area 2, there would always be this transition point,
Okay. Gotcha.
and there would be a load screen.
Well, that's up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, granted,
a lot of
in,
them.
in previous games, that would actually be a saving grace sometimes, because if a monster was whipping you, you could just run to the other area. He could still follow you, but it would give you a minute to sharpen your blade or heal up or something like that, just kind of give you a breather. I think that's why a lot of everything they've done here to speed it up a little bit is because they've opened it up. You have to be on your toes. You have to move a lot faster, and you don't have that moment to say, well, I got to run off over here and I'll be safe. No. So, but I do like how everything is more cohesive now, not just areas and stuff like that. So it gives you an idea to really explore the areas and really understand the layouts, the little crevices, the little hidden spots that you can find here and there, little shortcuts. And it can be daunting sometimes, but it's worth it when you really learn it. And furthermore, the online section of the game has really been pushed farther than it ever has. This allows you to meet up with other hunters from all over the world, not just in your region. At first, I was a little concerned about how it was all going to work because in some cases it seemed overly complicated because you had, squad ID numbers and those codes are just insane. Whether it's like capital letter C and then lowercase g and number 105. So it seems a little daunting. However, if you can ever get your own squad built and you can connect with your friends and invite them in, I feel like that quickly alleviates any problems you may have meeting with your friends. You just have to get there.
Right.
Because once you can get them together and you're all in a squad, then you can just say, well, let's meet up in the squad. Okay, cool. And you just connect the squad and boom, there you are. No problem.
Well, I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, once you have met up, whether it's through the ID, simply joining in from a friend's activity screen, I've done that. Invite your friends, join your squad, connect, you're ready to go. I've actually heard connection issues.
Yes.
I've experienced one, but I think that was from a down server, and that was from PlayStation's end because they were having server issues. And I don't blame them. So what is yours while we're on this subject?
I hate how you can't go from the hub down into the trade, like the regular play, like the trade yard with everybody else.
Yeah, we've
things
kinda,
like that.
Because I think the hub is supposed to be more like an online section, but it would be neat to actually be able to see everybody running around because you're all going to be in the same area, regardless.
I mean, if you're in your squad, you're all going to be the only ones in this area if it's private.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
Maybe it was just too much. Maybe it's like the co-op thing from Horizon. Who knows? But are you needing to go somewhere? Okay, go ahead. No, it's okay. We're just in the middle of reviews. That's fine. I'm sorry, people. We're going to get back to it. Now, each squad can have up to 50 people, which I found out, which is pretty immense. I'd love to see a whole hub
squad
with 50 people. That would be pretty awesome. And
you can imagine them attacking one of them.
Yeah. And you can be part of 8 different squads. So you have options to play with whomever, whether it's people you know, people you don't know, people who are disconnected from all walks of life. It would be awesome to see this in full connection, to actually see that. I would love to see that. Even firing an SOS, responding to SOSs is a wonderful addition. I think whether it's to get help or help somebody because maybe you're looking for something, you're looking for a gear, maybe you don't want to do it alone.
That's the cool
dropping in, or if you feel overwhelmed, pop a flare up and then boom, it's like I need help. I can't do this alone, and that's great. Now, and the fact that other people from all walks of life can come to your assistance, can come to your aid, I think is great. Because I feel like if the connections here were just so terrible that you shut that up and you're waiting for help and no one's coming, you'd just be like, well, this is a waste of time. So, but I mean, it seems to be pretty well put together as far as that goes. So I like that.
Now, I haven't had any problems with that. I can't join an SOS. I can't go to an SOS, but somebody can come to mine.
Well, at least
that's
you got
something I hate because I can't go back out and go to those SOSs. They won't let me join them. Stupid.
Well, that's using it and all your craziness for it.
I don't have any trouble when I use my cell data. I don't have any trouble on any other game.
Maybe this patch fixed it. We'll find out. Outside of all things that I do enjoy about this game, and maybe I'll see if you guys agree, one thing I do not like was the idea that you and your friends could play the story together. In a way, you can, but that's after one of you has actually done something. So, John, I could probably help you with your story mode, but I have to wait until your cutscenes are done.
And if we're on the same mission and we want to go help each other, I don't get any credit for passing the.
No,
just you.
Oh, so if we're on the same mission,
if you initiated it, you're going to get credit for
I'm
that.
going to get all the credit. We're about to go back and do it.
I'll get the gear that I get.
Right.
But he still has to do that mission.
I still have to go do that mission, which is dumb. I think that's dumb. They got all this big, huge thing right, and then the little things around it they got wrong.
I've played some other games that were the same way. But I think I don't know.
Well, see, the way I look at it is with the story mode, if you're not all on the same page and you get to those cutscenes, I could understand there might be some synchronization problems because if I didn't get there and somebody else got there, then their cutscene is going to be done before I get there. So I can understand that, but there's got to be another workaround. There's got to be something. Now, granted, this is just a minor gripe, but don't tell me that we can play together story mode and then we technically can't. Right. You know what I mean? Why not just cut to the cutscene if we both don't get there and then we're just kind of both put in that position?
Right.
I don't know.
Or how about it drops you off there?
There's a lot of things that could go wrong, or you just don't see the cutscene if you're not close enough.
Yeah.
Like like at that mission where you have to transport the researchers to the big thing or whatever they're looking for.
Yeah.
And you have to go fight the dragon. Okay, well if I got stuck on the dragon, like he wouldn't leave me alone. I couldn't get away from him. And they done got there. They're like, okay, we made it. So it took me 15 minutes to get away from the dragon. So if everybody else is, if y'all got away and I'm still fighting, and y'all got there and watched the cutscene and it like cut, and I come back and it's like I'm still fighting the dragon. I mean that's probably a problem, like because it's supposed to be a free flow game.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, and again, that's what I'm saying. There's probably reasons for it. It's minor. It could be a complete mess, but it's really not. It's just a little gripe. All in all, Monster Hunter more than lives up to the hype.
Oh yeah.
That was built around it. We're talking 6 million copies sold.
That's a huge number.
It's huge.
I want to know the breakdown.
Yeah. The game is going to be going strong, I think, for the entirety of 2018. At some point, I will eventually step away for another game, I have no doubt, but with new events that they promise, new monsters, new gear, all for free with your occasional DLC, I will be checking in and out of this game until they give me a reason to stop, and that will most likely be Monster Hunter World 2.
I want to see if I can find how many
Monster
copies.
Hunter Universe.
Ooh. Well, that is our review, guys, and that is our show.
It was a long show.
It is, but we were trying to catch up and get our stuff together, trying to get back on track. And we had John back, too. We had to make sure he had his voice heard. But, guys, we'd like to thank everyone who listens every week. Your support is much appreciated. Special thanks to our patrons out there who make this show and other shows we do possible. If you want to be a member of our special inner circle, go to patreon.com/pencilandpaperproductions. Get yourself that status. Help us out in any way you can. Get those special goodies. And maybe you can get things before everybody else. Who knows? And this year, we hope to have some extra bonus stuff coming for you if we certainly can. But if you have a story or topic you want us to cover, hit us up on Facebook, Twitters, wherever. If there's a social media platform you want us to be on, tell us and we will get there. We need to know how to get in touch with you so you can get in touch with us. That's what we like to do.
That is what we like. We like
We
to touch people.
want to be everywhere we can be.
We want to touch people. I got a question.
Yes.
Did you see the Monster Hunter World movie?
No. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're talking about that. They've already.
Why are
I
you
guess
bringing this up
confirmed.
now?
I just now seen
At the
it.
end of the show.
I just seen it. I just
Okay.
thought I'd throw it in. We just got there talking about Monster Hunter World, so it said that they're already announced it, the Monster Hunter World film adaptation.
I'm sure it's an anime film is what we're talking about.
It's what?
Probably an anime film if I had to guess.
Most likely.
Yeah.
That's like a 6-year real movie project.
You heard it here
Billions of dollars.
first,
It's
unless
just
you
like,
read it over the weekend. Monster Hunter World anime coming soon. I'm sure it's an anime.
I don't think it
Pretty
is.
positive.
I don't think it is.
Do you
It's
see any
Really?
movie studio attached to it?
Universal is attached to it. Maybe, but they got the money to make it a real one. A real movie.
They might ruin
Are you a
the dream,
baboon?
baby.
Is that your baboon
That's a chimp.
or chimp? I don't care. Orangutan.
Well, anyway, you know what? That's our show.
It
We're
is the
done.
show.
We already ended it. We were so close to ending it, and Todd had to
I had to see that. I
that
just
up.
asked you if you've seen it. I thought you'd be excited.
We could have talked about it
I'll
off.
save that till we were gone.
Just seen it. I synced it.
I think that.
I synced it.
I didn't mean to, guys. Forgive me.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm Stephen White.
Chancho Smith.
You're an asshole.
Oh, hello, you're an asshole.
I'm John. I said you're.
Hey, it's nice to meet you, John. Hope you can come back next week.
I will do my very best. Take us out, Steven.
He called me an asshole. I was gonna say
I
that.
know.
That's not nice. But say something. Tell
Thank
him.
you so much for listening. Until next time, game on.